All right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Round and round. Where it stops, nobody knows. Day 2, FLW Cup. Straight cast, and this is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. This is not your ordinary bass fishing talk show, and I am not your ordinary bass fishing talk show host. I'm Pat Renwick. Ryan Popcorn Whitaker is over here. JP High, there's JP High. He's over there.
He's holding a giant check.
He's a very nice guy, JP High. Did you know he's a real good guy?
He's a nice guy.
He's a real good guy. And speaking of good guys, Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja, producing the hell out of these things. How about a FLW Cup? Round of applause for these fishing gypsies right here. Now on to the big show. It's become kind of a family tradition that every year here at the FLW Cup, I still say Forest Wood Cup. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop correcting myself.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, stop. I'm not going to censor myself anymore.
Why would you do that?
I want to be more like this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Copley. He does not censor anything. The uncensored version of Mark Copley.
Totally uncensored.
Totally uncensored.
Censorless.
Yes.
Or is that totally without sense?
Speaking of
Unhinged.
unsensible, we bring to you an old friend of the show for years and years and years. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the expert at always keeping it wet. Billy McDonald right there. He keeps it wet all the time.
He resembles that remark.
All the time he does.
That's how you get it bit.
Guys, good to see you.
Good to see you. Is that a round of applause?
Yes, it was like 5 rounds, actually. We're out of ammo.
That's a good thing. We
There
like
you
to
go.
be out of ammo.
It's good to see you guys,
Good
man.
to see you. So are we handing out big checks?
Yeah, James
Happy
Watson.
Gilmore checks?
Yeah.
James Watson is
Yeah.
handing out big checks.
Worldwide is handing out big checks.
Yeah, you
I
should
like
see,
that.
and he's got one of those business checkbooks for big checks, so it's an extra big checkbook. So it's like, they hold the 4
Does
checks.
that mean he's got an extra big pocket?
He's got a wheelbarrow that he carries with
Like
him.
a 6-foot pen.
It's worldwide.
It's ridiculous.
It is. Oh, so that's where the worldwide came
Yes.
from.
And when he
Yes.
sits around the house, he really
It is-
sits around
it
the
is
house. You know what I'm saying?
Worldwide.
You know what I'm saying? But guys, seriously, this has become like a little tradition for us, right? We've been at the Cup. FLW has been bringing us here the last 3 years. And you guys have pretty much been a staple of the FLW Straight Cash Fishing Gypsy Roadshow.
That's the only reason we come to the Cup.
Well, thank you. And I'm glad that you
Be
admitted
a
that.
part
We
of
know.
this
Yeah,
with you
everything
guys.
else is just kind of a sideshow.
A little extra,
This is the main event.
Well, thank you. And I'm glad to get recognition from such a guy like Mark Copley here.
Oh, stop it. Okay, you can say it one more time.
Mark's amazing. But seriously, man, I mean, we got some history.
Absolutely.
The 3 of us go all the way back to the Bass Buzz radio
Yep.
days when I was doing a little show out of Hammond, Indiana, and that's kind of
Met through our mutual friend,
yeah.
Z-Train.
Zarkdona.
Zarkdona.
Yes, we don't name drop on this show.
No, never.
But yeah, I mean, and it's been a pretty cool ride, man. The fact that Mark, you have been involved in the fishing industry. God, how many years now?
Started in 2007. I've been involved in fishing all my life.
Right.
Father taught me to fish here in Arkansas over at a little place called Horseshoe Lake.
Okay.
And but I had the opportunity to go to work for Strike King at the time, and started in 2007. So 12 years this month.
Wow.
Working
Happy
for-
anniversary, Mark Copley. The love affair grows strong.
How do you catch horseshoes?
Yes.
It's one of the few things that's hung with me this long.
Do you have a magnetic hack attack jig that happens to go penetrate through and get to the horseshoes? Bring them right back?
It's got a fish attractant on
I
it.
see how you did that. I see. But no, it's been a pretty cool deal for you, man. A pretty cool ride. The whole Strike King lure involvement, man, and now lose.
It has. It's and now the merger of the 2 brands under one company. It's been fantastic for us. It's Lose is so before Strike King and Lose were under the same brand. Lose was actually a sponsor of our TV show that we do.
Correct. Yeah.
And we have always considered ourselves sister companies, and now we're the brother that no one ever wanted.
Yeah, that's like us.
That's right.
Yeah. But we can refer to ourselves as the bad cousin table at the wedding.
That would be me.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like you.
I get invited, but it's usually to another building.
I think we graduated to fun cousin table this year, though.
The fun
It was
cup.
bad the
We
last
did,
few
yeah.
years.
Fun for half of the wedding, and then we get
Half.
obnoxious.
You know,
Yeah.
bad's such a strong word.
It means good.
Bad is good.
Bad is good.
It's opposite day.
Yeah.
I like it.
But see, Mark, you threw me off already.
That's my specialty.
You did great. Dude, there's a lot of people out there that, okay, they see Mark Copley, works for Strike King Lure Company and Lose, and they're fishing freaks. I know a lot of you watching out there and listen, you're fishing freaks. So a lot of us think that because you work for a fishing company, you actually work for Strike King, that you got a garage full of Strike King baits. Is that true?
Do I have to answer that?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I want fish and tackle junkies everywhere to know what it's really like to be involved in a company like you are, such as Strike King, and how much tackle you got in your garage.
I can tell you there's no other company tackle in my garage. How about that?
But I mean, you got a garage
If I
full of
tell you how
Strike
much
King.
I've got, they're going to go back and check records.
Oh, but you got an inventory, right?
I've been there. We can neither confirm nor deny those
We can neither
allegations.
confirm nor
Would you
deny
let the bass fishing community know that you're
that
a
there are
tackle
several warehouses
Mark,
near our warehouse.
Admitting you have a problem is half the battle, Mark.
Okay, I
this
have
is
a
where we're
problem.
going. This is actually turned into a self-help segment. This is an intervention.
You know,
we
I've
didn't
needed
want to
this.
tell you at first, but here's what's going on. Billy, we have to tell him. We have to let him know.
We're here for you, pal.
We are.
You know,
Your
there-
tackle addiction is out of hand, Mark.
There
And,
is-
I can help you with the tackle. I can take some of it away from you.
Yes.
So what you're saying, you're not here to just mentally help me. You're here to physically help
That
me.
is
with
that
this.
is correct. Billy and I are both good friends of
Wow.
yours, and we are both going to take some of that tackle off your hands.
Wow.
Plain and
Yeah.
simple, especially the old Strike King balsa baits.
I just didn't know I had friends like this.
We're that good
And,
of
and
friends.
Andy here did put your address and garage code on the screen
That's-
before we started.
that's
yeah,
awesome.
So
perfect.
Can-
Thank you, Andy.
Can they
People will
also
thin
put a
it
new
out.
battery in my opener because it's not working right?
This is all out of love. You know that, right?
Absolutely. I feel the love. I feel something.
Hey, that's not a pillow.
Could be gas.
But you got a ton of tackle, don't you?
I do. It's but when you're a fisherman, you collect over the years.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because I know that guy over there does.
Yeah.
Old Billy
yeah.
McDonald.
You want to talk inventory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got it.
He got it.
And
I might have an issue.
Look, we're helping fishermen everywhere. Look at this.
yeah, we really are because
We have gone so beyond fishing and tackle. I mean, it's a self-help program.
we
now.
give back.
awareness through exposure.
We
That's right.
give back.
I love giving back.
So, Billy and Mark, would you guys consider
Pay it forward.
Would you guys consider yourself organized tackle junkies? Do you know where everything is? So, Billy, here's all your rods. Okay, here's the crankbait section. Here's the soft plastics.
I might or might not have like 80 totes
Okay.
that are all labeled and organized. Yeah, I pretty much so do.
So
and-
you know where it is.
Really?
Yeah, and like I said, when I come home from a tournament, I clean the boat out, put everything sometimes up, and then reorganize for the next tournament to go again. Now, at this present moment, there might not be 8 or 10 bags and boxes sitting on the floor where you just dump stuff so you can get ready to go again. But
Sure.
it's time to reorganize.
How many pounds of soft plastics do you think you have in your boat at an average time? Average. On an average.
40 to 50 pounds.
40,
maybe.
50 pounds.
Yeah.
I could get his mile per hour up on his boat very easily.
He needs a flash app motor, don't he?
He does.
I don't like the 5-packs. I like the 100-packs.
So that is, I mean, it really is a cool part about being involved in a company, because what I'm getting at here is you get a chance firsthand to maybe try products, maybe to see something that the public may not even end up seeing, right?
Absolutely.
So I want an example of a Strike King bait that you may have got your hands on that never quite made it out there to the public.
That'd be the original sexy dog.
Is that right? And why is that? Why did that version not make it?
It didn't cast well. It kind of boomeranged
Okay.
because it was a jointed.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Great idea. If you could get it out there, the action on it, walking it, fantastic. Fish loved it. It was just, looky there.
There's our leader right there.
There's our leader right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Taylor.
the one and only.
Is right there.
Another round of applause.
The
Hey, Bill, you want to
Strohs.
come in and say hi? Come here.
Come on in, Bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bill Taylor.
That's the Strohs All-American champion.
Got a mic right there.
Oh,
You know,
Look, hey, now I felt really good the other day. Let me get my earmuffs on here where I can hear. All right, thanks for letting me stop
we got
by.
your back, Bill.
But anyhow, look right here, man. A couple of finest people that ever wore a uniform that says Strike King on it, I'll tell you that right now. But no, thanks for inviting me in. I just had a few minutes to come by the show. I was checking it out. I actually bought some line.
There you go.
Yeah, and the guy tried to sell me a new rod and reel, and I said, "Hap, I better not. I like him lose too bad." But anyhow, thank you guys for being here with Stray Cast. Thanks people for Strike King and Lose, especially Billy McDonald there that I've known since he was a little boy. And
Well, he's still little.
I'm still a little boy.
But I'll tell you, but there's a young man that, and I think this guy knows it, but he's one of the best out there at getting his sponsors and taking care of them. And that, unfortunately, so many people don't understand how to keep sponsors, how to secure them. You just work like Billy McDonald, and you'll be successful in this sport.
100%. And I would like to tell the world, Bill Taylor, that you are amazing at keeping sponsors by your dancing skills, because I witnessed you yesterday at the weigh-in.
Please tell me we have video of this.
I missed it by this much. I really did,
Well, I'm
honestly. But
That's like missing it by this much.
I missed it by that much. I never knew you were that great of a dancer. Into the Bee Gees of all things. You're a disco guy.
Well, certainly, because I grew up with the Bee Gees and those people and the disco deal, and in college. You got to remember now, I'm a 60s guy and a 70s guy, so that's where I'm at.
It was amazing. It made my day. I'm being
Well,
honest.
good. It made mine too to see the weigh-in in. But anyhow,
You're doing an amazing job, Bill. Seriously.
Well, FLW's got a tremendous crew led by Kathy Fennell and Trish Blake. Personally, I've had a hand in almost every employee we have, and it makes me feel good. They respect the company. They respect who they work for. They love the industry. And when you do that, you're going to succeed and be successful.
And you're a model for it.
Well, thank you very much for having me by. I didn't
Well,
mean to interrupt.
let me tell you one of the things, and I was telling them earlier at Blast Off this morning, how much we at Lose and Strike King appreciate FLW and Bill and Kathy and Trish and Kelly and Jen and everyone. I'm going to miss somebody, but everyone there, they know how to treat sponsors. They know how to treat anglers. They know how to treat this community, and it's all with respect. And they make things easy for us to be here. So that's FLW is that's one of our core audiences. So that's why we're so heavily involved here.
Absolutely. Well said, Mark.
And like with Bill, Bill's not only a tournament director, Bill's a fisherman.
He's a hammer.
I mean, I used to
He's buying
fish
line.
against him. You know, how
I'm
about
not fishing
Now, I
against
don't know
him.
about that. We did fish against each other, but he beat me.
No. Who won the first, what we would call now the All-American?
Well, I won. Actually, Ronnie Grant won the very first one, but I won the second one that got my feet on the ground as an angler. Got my name out there nationally, and I fished locally all through the 70s. And then in the 80s, I did fish bass and several other major tournament organizations and had success. So thanks for saying that,
Yeah.
Billy. I appreciate that very much.
He has to be nice to you, Bill. You know that.
He is always. As a matter of fact, I told our last top 30 group, well, actually, I believe I brought it to the entire field. I've been a tournament director over the FLW Tour for now 20 years this year.
Outstanding.
And this group of pros were the best and easiest to work with of the entire groups I've ever worked with.
Is that right?
That is correct.
That's a strong statement coming from
That's
you.
big. That's big because I mean it. Honestly, I can say that. We've had fewer underwater issues with the general public. We've had a phenomenal group of guys that's really learned how to utilize their sponsors the right way, do it the right way. And these guys know how to work, and I really respect them.
And a lot of them are really young guys too.
Oh, that's so important too, because we had 34 rookies come on board this year. I think we've got, Billy, about 7 or 8 here at the Cup.
Wow.
So, but
Bright
anyhow,
future.
thanks for having me on.
Always a
didn't mean to
pleasure. You're
stop
always
by.
welcome.
Okay.
This is
now-
like the Tonight Show. You make cameos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Just don't tell my boss I'm sitting down.
He will never know.
We got your back, Bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Bill Taylor right there. Yes, give it up for Bill. Yes.
Thank you all.
See you, Bill.
Oh, hey, Bill.
Yeah,
need that.
don't forget those. You're going to need those.
There you go.
We got it coming. We have Strike King line coming.
He's already respooling. He doesn't waste any time, does he?
He does it.
He'll fish all fall when he's not deer hunting.
Do you think he mostly uses level wines and artificials, or is he
Absolutely.
Open face.
not open face and crawlers?
His braid is kind of like that nylon rope that you see, like at
It's the old,
Marshalls.
it's
and
the old
Oh.
Gopher nylon.
Dacron?
Yeah.
heavy fishes for big fish.
I'm sure. I
Broom handles.
wouldn't see it any other way. But what an
Boat
amazing
winches.
dude. And I like that.
Oh.
I mean, that guy's a fisherman.
Absolutely he is.
I mean,
No,
he's
he's
a
a
fisherman.
When your tournament director is a fisherman and understands, and I'm not talking about just, but a fisherman at the highest level, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Not that someone can't, but he has the experience and he knows what these guys need and want, but more importantly for the whole industry and for the sport of fishing itself. So he does a great job. The whole crew at FLW does a great job.
And FLW has done a good job at letting us put an angler advisory panel together
Okay.
that we can go in behind closed doors, kind of no holds barred, and we can give them our opinion.
Are you on that panel, Bill?
I've been blessed to be on that panel.
Excellent.
But like I said, we can go in and tell them our concerns and what we want, and they can tell us yes or no, or it's in consideration. But they do listen to what the anglers want and need,
And that's a necessity.
and
It's a necessity.
It's been good.
And they listen to the sponsors as well too. They take input from us, and because they understand that something's got to pay the bills, and so they want to make sure that the sponsors are happy, and so it's a win-win situation. And it's like I said earlier, they're one of our biggest target audiences because they're the ones who buy.
Right. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
Plain and
And
simple.
we are in this. It is a business.
Of course.
As much as it is a family, it is a business.
And speaking of family, I'm glad you brought that up, Mark, because we've all been involved in the industry for quite a while now. But I can say, and not happily, that I don't think I've ever seen this much division in bass fishing as I have seen in the last year. And what I mean is I'm not just talking about separation of leagues.
Woo, watch that hand there.
Whoa, hey now.
Oh, that wasn't my leg. I wonder why it kept itching.
Hey now. not just the
Right.
leagues. That's an obvious. That's okay. It's growth. Whatever. But I'm talking about amongst, unfortunately, bass family members, bass fishing family members.
Yeah.
I see division of anglers. I see the division of people involved in different leagues. Some people walk on eggshells regarding situations and feel they have to do things because of the divisions. Are you noticing any of this, and does it bother you like it bothers me?
It does bother me, and I don't know if it's indicative of the times that we're in our country right now, because everything is so divisible.
Okay.
You can't have a separate opinion without someone else being mad, and so it's I hate to see it. It's like we need to rise above all this for the betterment of the sport. There's room for 3 leagues. Absolutely there is. But let's everyone earn it on their own accord and play nice. As Rodney King would say, can't we just all get along?
Exactly. Like my mom said before you came on the show today, Mark can come over as long as you guys play nice.
We always play.
Yeah.
It's just bass fishing.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you, Ryan. It is.
bass
This is
fishing.
all. We're
Well,
just
Pat's
bass.
never hole jumped me, so we're good.
It's just bass fishing.
You haven't been on the water with them.
Yeah, we got to remember we're fishing. This
Absolutely.
is what this is.
Absolutely.
We're blessed to work in the fishing industry. Okay.
I would not want to work in any other industry. I absolutely love coming to work every day. I've had other opportunities, and I've paused, and it's just not for me. This is what I love doing. Look, everybody needs to make a living, and you need to be able to support your families, but the bottom line, you need to enjoy what you do. And that's what I've told my kids is you can do anything you want to do as long as it's legal.
There you go.
and moral.
Yeah, those are good prerequisites right there. Thank you.
Because moral and legal doesn't always
No.
come in the same.
Well, and as an angler, there's no right or wrong league, okay? There's not one better than the other.
Correct.
I mean, everybody in this thing has basically got the same skill sets out there. So we do need to get along. You know, there's basically 300 of us out here. There's room for all three, and all three need to succeed. You know,
Absolutely.
the MLF has come on board, and they brought a lot of non-endemics. Right, wrong, or indifferent, what people think of their style of fishing, it's all good, any style. But we want those non-endemics to all succeed in this industry, because if they succeed over there, it's going to bring a lot more non-endemics to the rest of our circuits as well. So, I mean, you know what? They've got a good circuit. Bass has got a good circuit, and FLW's got the best circuit. So, you know, it's all good. You know, 2 weeks ago I'm with FLW, and we have a kids summer camp, high school summer camp. 300 kids from all over the country and Canada showed up at that deal.
That was awesome.
So, I mean, we've got these kids, and I mean, and I'm bad to say, I've stereotyped kids that they're all snot-nosed punks, you know. But these kids were very respected. They were very respectful. They come in, I mean, they were good kids. They got an agenda. I mean, they're driven. This sport's going places.
Yeah.
So we need to keep those kids involved and get them off the video games and
Out
get
on the
them
water, out in the woods.
Well, it's like Bill just said. I mean, he said this young crop of guys is some of the most well-behaved.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
And I think we're starting to get
teaching
them
them
away
right.
from the video games. I think,
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to give props where I think props are due. I do think that the YouTube generation has helped the sport, because what it's done is introduce kids to, and there's nothing wrong with having a bass boat. Don't get me wrong. But they've introduced kids. You don't have to have that to go out and succeed and have fun and enjoy fishing.
There's the
And I
bankers, the
think
kayakers, all those.
absolutely
Right.
more
All
and
you need
more
is a
kids.
phone.
I know looking at you wouldn't think that I'm a kayaker. My kayak's real big, so it holds.
Well,
me.
you're pretty stealth.
I'm like a
Panther.
arachnoid ape.
An arachnoid ape. I think
Some people are spider monkeys. Some people are arachnoid
Andy
apes.
was in his college band was called Arachnoid Ape.
That's-
actually.
I love it.
That's ironic.
But I do think they've been very successful in helping get kids out and start fishing.
Well, my dad always said, you know, teach your kid to hunt and fish, and you don't have to hunt your kids.
There you go.
He's absolutely right.
You know, and I mean, there was a lot to that.
So we talk about there's 3 leagues. There's division. We need to get over it. There's room for everything. There's room for everybody. There's room in the industry. I agree with all this. What puzzles me sometimes, and sometimes I think about this, and not that I would want this, or regardless of the fact. Do you think one league could be a solution? Would it bring more money to the industry? Would it bring more
Negative.
non-endemic?
No. I mean,
No?
you got to look at it this way. Bass had the only game going. And you fish for $35,000 in a boat. And if FLW wouldn't have come into the business, my opinion is you'd still be fishing for $35,000 in a boat. When FLW come in and they said, we're going to pay $100,000, what happened? Instantly, Bass paid $100,000.
Why not?
You know, so the division is good, or the multiple circuits is good. And even with MLF coming, I mean, right, wrong, or indifferent, there was some payouts that went up. The guys over on the elites benefited from that.
Yes, they did.
So anytime there's something new, makes everybody have to work a little bit harder.
It kind of raises the bar.
Raises the bar.
This is what, and I think we mentioned this before on the show, but like Pat said, maybe one league. I don't think one league. I think one championship. Because if
Perfect.
there's any competition built, I mean,
Perfect.
look at football.
Good point.
You got 2 divisions. You play each other at the end of the year.
Take-
Do it with fishing. 10-man team.
Yeah.
Bring them together at the end of the year.
I would have
them
no
duke it
issue
out.
with that.
Top 10 or 15, take off and go fish it and have it one true world champion.
$1 million. $1 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Rolex
association.
championship.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna try to figure out how to qualify for that.
Yeah, exactly. We got to get in, Mark. You want
That's
to do a
right.
team thing?
That's right.
Let's get in on the
You know,
team.
and what I think a lot of people need to realize also, and what Billy was talking about, is raising the prize money. What we forget sometimes is this is their job.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to they're doing what they love, but they've got to, it's the chances of winning multiple tournaments in a year are so slim.
Very slim.
Because it's like Billy said, there's 300 of them. And they're all good.
Yeah.
To steal the phrase from the PGA Tour, these guys are good.
Yeah.
These guys are good. They spend a ton of hours on the water. They understand what to do. They can look at water and break it down. But it's their job. So we've got to find ways to help them make money, and that's why sponsorship's so important to them. Doing well in the tournament, qualifying to be, the great thing about the guys who qualify to come to the Cup, they walk away a winner. They walk away with a check in hand. So
Right.
We need to protect this sport. We need to protect the anglers in it, because they're the guys who are teaching the rest of us how to fish.
Absolutely. Well said.
Well said.
Well said. I mean, and I think that a championship at the end of the year, just imagine, of all the leagues, one championship, imagine the spectacle that would be.
Oh, I think that would be off the chart.
It would bring all the sponsors together to one event.
It would bring the whole bass world together, the whole bass
Whole world.
galaxy.
Super Bowl.
They would have no choice to be under the same roof.
I like it.
Let's do it.
I'm game on 100% of it.
You're what?
Yeah, game.
Oh, okay.
game.
Just checking.
He smells a little, is what he
Yeah.
said.
A&E.
A little gamey.
He's gamey.
Yeah, he's in shower last night. Thought it was beef jerky, but it's really Bill McDonald.
It's beef McDonald.
Yes, it is.
Well, thanks.
Hey, when are you guys going fishing next? What's going on? What's on the plan for you, Mark?
I'm actually going to be filming a show with Charlie Ingram and Ray Brazier up in. Me and my youngest son are going up and facing off. I'm facing against my son, and I think he's going to fish with Charlie. I'm going to fish with Ray, and we're going to Lake Arthur, just north of Pittsburgh.
Oh, I have one request. Can you have Charlie Ingram wear Diamond Gusset skinny jeans? Do you think you could pull that off, or no?
I'm good with that, because my son's going to be fishing with him, and it will take him off his game.
Yeah, his mobility would be limited.
Look,
I think
I love
Charlie
my
Ingram-
son, but I'm competitive. I want to win.
Wouldn't Ingram look amazing in Diamond Gusset skinny jeans?
Once again, amazing is probably a strong word.
You just put an image in my head I can't get out now. Thanks,
We're
Pat.
going to have to go find some Brillo pads after this is over to
Scrub
clean our
down.
brains down.
How about you, Billy? Where are you going next?
I actually got a benefit tournament next Saturday at home, so on
Okay.
Geist Reservoir.
On Geist?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm going to get to fish it with my boy. We haven't fished together in a couple of years. So
Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Awesome. How's the fishing on Geist been?
That's phenomenal.
Really?
Our Tuesday night jackpots, 4-hour deal. You better have 15 to 17 pounds.
Really?
Wow.
And be within a pound of that if you want to get paid in the top 6 spots.
Okay.
It's
It's a nice little stomping ground for you there close to home.
They're on it. Just if they would quit spraying the grass. I
Yeah.
mean, it's stupid, but
So I think we need to get to the real point of this interview, and I'm going to lay it out right now. The reason I had these two on is I've been asking you guys for 3 years for some of those Strike King balsas. I know you both have them in your garage. Where's my baits, guys? Where's my baits?
I got some Gelia tongue that I'll sell you.
Oh, you got the old jelly tongues. I'm not sell. Did he just say sell?
I actually have a few of our old Gelia tongue.
I remember those. Absolutely.
It was a different kind of wood, let me tell you.
Yeah. They, what was the deal from that? It was like from New Guinea or something.
Yeah, and that was way before I came to. That's back when Charles Spence owned
Right,
the
yeah.
company, and so that was kind of our first venture into crankbaits, and
the old Spin Scout.
the Spence Scout still very effective.
I
That's what people don't realize. This whole a lot of times lures become about catching anglers, not about catching fish. Because now there's some that don't work, obviously, but let me tell you that some of the stuff that used to work, it still works.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Yeah, absolutely.
Probably works even better because the fish haven't seen it in so long. They're going to be like, "What is that?"
I just don't have what it takes to tie on a river runt. You know what I mean? It's like I know a river runt to catch them, but
Hey, I'm right here.
I just can't.
I was going to say,
I
why are
just-
you
I just
tying
can't
Billy
do it.
on?
I just I can't throw on that crazy crawler.
Well, we're coming out with that new double wiggler, so I mean, just hang loose.
The old double wiggler. Is that like the
Never-
triple Lindy but different?
It's-
Well, it
yeah,
comes out in the
same
color
thing,
of
only
purple
different.
warbler.
You haven't tried Nico rigging a cream worm yet?
Have you ever wacky rigged a hammerhead gazunkus?
Yeah, but that was back in my older days.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, only in college, right?
Charlotte had
can't
it
talk
on
about
with the skinny jeans.
All right, I think I know when enough is enough. Hey, more Forest Wood Cup, FLW Cup action continues here from the Convention Center, Lake Hamilton. This is Mark Copley, my bud, and that guy over there is my old bud, Bill McDonald. I'm Pat Renwick, Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, JP High, and Andrew Ellenberger. Enjoy the sounds of the islands, man.
Yeah, man.
Put the power poles down. Don't you go nowhere.
Keep it wet.
More FLW Cup. Good here. Okay, here we go. Welcome back. Straight Cast Outdoor Cartoon Television, the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm Pat Renwick, and we're here at the Derb, the big Derb, the FLW Cup 2019. And Larry Nixon is doing good. I'm sure you know that from the FLW live coverage. And
We're not sure exactly how good, though, because they've changed his weight.
But now
drastically.
I think they got him in fourth now.
They got it right?
They got him. They got him up into fourth. So
What's he got, 20 pounds?
He's got
total?
83 pounds today, actually.
83.
Yeah, they're knocking out.
That's his age.
Ladies and gentlemen,
year he won the
this guy
Classic.
sitting next to me is what I am going to call a legend in the bass fishing industry. He's a legend to me anyway. I want you to give it up for Dan Basore right here. This is Dan Basore. Yes.
I couldn't be happier than to be right here.
Yeah, really?
You bet.
Dan, we go a long way back. I mean,
Way back.
now I was working sports shows with you when I was, as they say in the business, knee high to a grasshopper.
Absolutely.
Is that a thing?
That's right. That's when the Bagley days.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I was one of his field testers, helped design some lures, and as a matter of fact, we went up to Pat Gallion's place in Canada with Lee Sisson and Jim Bagley.
Yep.
And we had some of his new prototypes.
The Mighty Minnows.
And we were catching the heck out of them, and we said we only had two.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of them, and, man, we put it on them. But I just brought, to pay him back, I brought Lee Sisson in as honorary member of the National Fishing Lure Collectors Club this year.
Awesome.
And he was just very emotional and very appreciative of the honor, and well-deserved.
For those of you that don't know, Lee Sisson was one of the original lure designers for the Bagley Bait Company.
He was the one that came up with the first deep-running crankbait.
The DB3.
And he found out where his hero was going to be and hung around the sports show. Actually, it was a bait shop.
Okay.
That Jim Bagley was doing a promotion at, and he hung around there and bent his ear and told him about designing this deep-running crankbait and all that. And before that weekend was over, Jim offered him a job, and he moved him the next day to Winter Haven, Florida.
Old Jim was a smart cookie.
Oh, man. And he was a great partner.
But think about that. We had the Balsa B3, and it was just a great fish-catching lure, the big square bill crankbait.
Yes.
And then here comes Lee Sisson that pretty much kind of takes the body of a Balsa B3, but adds that giant lip into the thing with a little piece of lead underneath it. Now people are fishing that thing in 16 foot of water and just wrecking them, wrecking the fish.
And up until then, there wasn't a crankbait, I don't believe, that would fish below 5-6 feet. And he wanted to get down there where the guys were using worms and jigs, and he knew a reaction bait would really kill them, and it did.
Oh, it sure did. And I remember one of the first episodes that Bagley, I should say episodes of Bill Dance Outdoors, where Bagley kind of released that bait to the public, and Bill Dance was just cranking that diving B3 through stumps, knocking it off of trees, knocking it off of stumps, and catching nothing under 8 pounds.
That's right.
Leaning way back in that chair.
Yeah.
Yes.
And really brings back a lot of memories, because we went up with Pat Gallion, as I said, to test these lures.
Yep.
And he surprised us in '84, if you remember, at the Rosemont show. Bagley had his display, and he had his new catalog, and it had Lee Sisson and my son on the cover.
Yep, I do remember.
And their little brochure, and it just brings back so many good memories. and current ones. I mean, Lee is still a great lure designer.
Absolutely, he is. I mean, it takes a lot of patience to whittle a piece of balsa, doesn't it?
That's right. and every piece of wood is different.
It
You
sure
know,
is.
Unlike plastic, and you get a certain one, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
man,
yeah.
you won't give that up for anything.
Yeah,
That
well,
one's
so
just right.
do you have any of those special Bagleys?
Oh, you know it.
You know how it used to be where you could get like 4 balsa B3s, right? You
Right.
get like 4 of them. They all be in that 09 color, chartreuse black back. All right, you're with me. And there would be one out of those 4
Yep.
that would just be so amazing that
Absolutely.
that you could. But here's the thing, you were so afraid to fish with it.
Yeah.
Okay. But you fished with it anyway.
Yeah.
And I always ended up losing it.
Oh, boy.
Something always. You never lose a square bill hardly, but
Yeah.
I would always do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable. So do you have? I mean, do you have them marked in a certain way, like the ones you fished with?
Oh, absolutely. And, you use the lure knocker and all that and get as many as you can.
Of course,
back.
of course.
But there's that time when I wish I knew how to swim. I'd get down there.
So how do you know, Dan, your personal favorite old, like let's use Bagley for example. Like, okay, you could have 3 of those same baits in your box. Do you mark one of them so you know that that's the special one, or you just know it?
No, you got to mark them.
Okay, you got.
Yeah,
What do you write on
they're
there?
like twins.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll just put a star.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Little
Yeah.
star on it.
Yeah.
You know that's the one.
That's it.
You know
Use a
that's the one
star.
to
We'll
pull.
brand it.
Yeah.
I mean, and while we're on the Bagley thing, I think that a lot of people, especially the younger generation of bass fishermen, don't realize how important the Jim Bagley Bait Company was to the fishing industry and the crankbait market, for sure. And that was the deal. That Bagley bait was the first hand-carved balsa bait that wasn't mass-produced but made available readily. That makes sense?
Absolutely. And it's so popular even among collectors. We had a little round table at the National Fishing Lure Collectors meeting of Bagley collectors and Bagley lovers. And I had my bag with all the catalogs back before they even called them a catalog, with flyer sheet.
Sure.
But I had #1 catalog right all the way through. And those guys, we had such a blast going through that. It was just an amazing thing to see the appreciation that they have for these quality baits. And they told me things that I didn't know. I mean, it was the largest lure manufacturer at one point in time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because Bagley's shipped to Japan, too. Not a
Hundreds.
lot of people know that.
They-
Bagley crankbaits were huge in Japan. They even had their own line of Japanese crankbaits.
That's right. They made hundreds of thousands
And
of lures some years.
now, here's what's funny to me. So let's think about, like, I was like 9 at the time I was hanging out with you for Bagley, 9, 10 years old. And I know a Bagley bait at that time was $5.99.
That's right. Big money.
Which was
Wow.
ridiculously expensive.
Yes, sir.
And it was like, are you kidding me? Because you could get a plastic crankbait for $1.
Yeah,
$1.99.
absolutely.
You know, maybe if it was
And-
expensive, $1.99.
A lot of us used plastic worms back then, and we just didn't think much of hard baits.
Right.
And those came along, and
Can you
You
snap
can
a photo?
talk to her. Go ahead.
Snap
Yeah,
my
and this is
picture.
just a web show.
okay. Some people walking by. I want to picture this moment to
Oh, okay.
show my friends back home.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah,
I
yeah.
made
I
the
thought
bi-
you knew her.
No, I made the big time.
There it is. But yeah, I mean, those. Oh,
Here with my buddies.
we're only live.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay.
So the Bagley baits back in those days, boom, $5.99.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
absolutely.
That's like 30 now,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You know, we bitch about a Lucky Craft for $20. You know, but here we were at that time we were throwing out only $6 for a Bagley.
And so many good memories. For example, Jim and Bill Dance and I campaigned all throughout the Midwest.
Yep.
And the stories we told and that I heard from those guys, and I'd believe every one of them until they'd hit me with the punchline. But
yeah.
what a blast. You know, look back, I got some pictures of that. That's why I wanted a picture of this moment.
There you
Are
go.
there any pictures of this guy as a 9, 10-year-old
I broke my
from
camera.
these shows? I want to see this.
There's got to be. I mean, I don't know. They used to dress me in a Bagley jumpsuit too.
Yeah.
Really?
Like remember
Like a
we
red
had
one?
no, they were orange Bagley jumpsuits, and remember on the side they were like Adidas jumpsuits, but they said Bagley, and
Yeah.
remember we had the sweatpants and the jackets that matched it. In fact, I still have that jacket, and it would probably fit Ryan. I think it might actually.
Bring it out.
My mom has that jacket. I don't know where the
Size
pants
medium?
went, but
Is it medium? Yeah.
No,
But yeah.
I'm the same way, and I save all my jumpsuits and jackets and with the patches and everything, from back in the early tournament days.
there's amazing pictures of parking lot weigh-ins with Dan Basore and Bill Dance and
Yeah.
just hanging out, just bass fishing. They got about 25 bass on a stringer.
Did you wear bell bottoms?
Actually,
Did you
I
wear
wore
bell-bottoms to a
jumpsuit.
weigh-in?
Yeah, jumpsuit. either.
No,
No?
but I've got pictures of sports show back then where I've got bell bottoms and stacked heels and
Nice.
sideburns, and that was the
Rhinestones.
get-up back then. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what are you running the museum still, Dan? Is that active or?
It isn't right now. I had some health issues, but I bounced back from them.
Which
and,
you seem very
oh,
healthy right now.
I think
Pretty
I'm healthier
spry.
now than ever.
How you doing?
I got in before the heart attack, so the heart's still good, and now the plumbing's clear.
Well, there you
So
go.
I'm ready for another 77 years. Mom's 99. I talked to her the other day. She's tired because she'd been out weeding the garden the day before.
Oh, my
so that gives you
Yeah.
gives me inspiration.
What do you think about how your buddy Larry Nixon's doing there?
I am thrilled. I tell you, let's hear it for the old timers.
We had Ricky Klun still kicking ass.
That's
and,
right.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, man.
It's something else.
It
I
shows
mean,
you. It shows you.
The problem we had back in the day, I won a tournament. I was one of the charter life members of Bass, and the big tournaments paid $2,000. And I won one of them in '71, and the next one I was in 6th place. I got $500, and I said, this is it's costing me money. So I kept my day job, and glad I did, because I retired at 53, and now I'm busier than ever. I'm not retired.
Yeah.
I
You
retired
had
to
never retired.
go to work and doing what I love.
So you can still go to the website and all that and check things out, of course.
Absolutely.
Why don't you give them the site?
It's OLLURES.
OLL
URES. And
OLL?
you'll find me that way. and
URES. Lures.
Lures at AOL.com is my email address.
There it is. And
also.
check it out. Dan has an extensive collection of not just bass lures, but fishing lures.
And I'm still finding them. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I found a guy had an original Grumman square stern canoe, and that got my nose under the tent
Wow.
to go see that, and then ask him about lures. And I'm up in the Chicagoland area, and he had tons of lures still in their boxes. He had head and rods that were still in their aluminum tubes from 1940s
That's
that
insane.
he had wrapped with brown wrapping paper, and they never been out of the
Mint.
tubes.
That's exciting to you.
And that's it. It was a city that works, and they had money, and they buy tackle and never have time to go use it. Or they go up north, and the guy would say, no, you don't want to use anything in that tackle box. Here's the lure we use up here.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
We were
like
just talking to Mark Copley
heaven.
from Strike King about it. I know that a river runt I could catch a fish on a river runt, but I'm not
Absolutely.
going to tie it on. I just can't
No.
do it. Why? What's
No.
wrong with me?
It's too exciting to fish these new ones. and it's mysterious, and they're effective. I mean, you see the whopper plopper that is being used today, and
Oh, yeah.
that's just like the old muscular that was
Yeah,
made.
that was
Absolutely.
made, that was
But
made
it's
like
with-
30 years ago. Wasn't
But
it
it's
40
with better materials,
Yeah.
and works a lot better.
Yeah.
Shit, Dan, they used to catch him on baby bottle nipples for crying
yeah.
out loud.
Yeah.
We throw back in lily pads, and
Nipple
you could get
dobbins.
it through.
Yeah.
And that collar around there, you had the treble hook right behind it, would come through when you
That's a
set the
real
hook.
thing.
Yeah,
that
the
really
baby nipple,
happened. The
That's
old
crazy.
jigger pulling and doodle socking
Yeah,
around
oh,
the
yeah.
stumps, remember?
I've seen them. I've seen the old timers do that. Walk the seawall and work that bait, and they would outfish you. You know?
Hey, is there anything you'd like to say to the bass fishing galaxy before we get out of here, Dan?
Well, I just tell you, I'm so excited about the sport of bass fishing now. We've got a high school team that's a half mile from me, and these kids, in the summer, it's every day. They are having lessons and practicing. It might be a roll cast under a dock. It might be this, that, and the other. And that's something, but we have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders that are coming to that so that they can get in that high school team when they're older.
Building beasts is
Yeah,
what's going
I
on
mean,
there.
The whole thing. It's just so
Pretty
exciting.
exciting, Dan.
Whoever saw this?
And Dan, thank you so much for your contribution to the sport of fishing. I mean, we owe you, man.
Hey, and
I owe
Dan,
you too.
before we go, I got to mention something. You said you got $500 for 6th place way back when,
71.
and you're kind of saying like that's not a big deal.
No.
I fish tournaments sometimes where I get 6th place and I'm two people out of the field.
Yeah. I know.
There's only 4.
Yeah. That's tough.
So
No, there
it
was
still happens.
This was at
You know?
Eufaula, Alabama, and I was a field tester also for Tom Mann, and I knew Eufaula pretty well. I'd fish it with him quite often.
Sure.
And there was a place where if I would pull the drain plug and let some water in the boat, and I could get through this tunnel into a lake that had beaver dams and everything else in it, and
Sure.
that's where I was scoring.
He knew. That's his little
Yeah.
secret.
Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it took, you know.
Little
we would do it.
promised land right
Fly
over
over there in
there.
a kayak. No.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, that's Dan Basore. Give him the lure, the website one more time. You have to check this out because the collection Dan has is amazing.
It's OLLURES at AOL.com, and I've got an 800 toll-free number, 1-800-FISH-LAKE. Easy to remember.
There it is. Dan will talk fishing with anybody, anytime. He's an icon of the sport. Dan Basore, I'm Pat Renwick. Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, JP High, Andrew Ellenberger, Forest Wood Cup. Oh, you know what? I'm sure you know, but if you haven't heard, go to BravarniBaits.com, make any purchase, you get a free jig, purchase 12 jigs, get 3 free. It's the FLW Cup special, BravarniBaits.com. The best swim jigs in the world.
Yeah, more colors.
I
than you
don't
can
care, they are.
Ever even
Think I'm a jerk
up.
for saying that? It's true.
Like 300
Sorry.
colors.
Put the power poles down. We'll be right back. I'm having a great time. Welcome back. Forest Wood Cup 2019 action continues. This is Straight Cast, the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. The guy over there producing, that's Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja. JP High's over in, I think that's James Watson's booth.
Yep. Get us sold over there.
Yep.
Sell
Yeah.
something.
So, JP's selling stuff.
JP's worldwide.
So
and-
focused.
And he's giving away your
For a minute.
checks. And
Yeah.
and that's Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. And,
What's up?
There you go.
And I got a couple of best buds, a couple of good
We are
pals.
best of friends.
Yeah, and that is the one and only James Watson and Scott Suggs.
Yes.
They're pro bass guys.
Scruggs. Yeah.
What's up, idiot?
So,
Hey, I love the microphone you chose. It matches your lipstick.
Sam, thank
Wow.
you. I'm quite fine with that.
Got the zingers.
Yeah.
How long have you guys actually known each other for real?
20 days.
And you met in jail, correct?
Yes, prison.
Yeah.
I was there on a conjugal visit. with a nice
And
lady, and
I was
Suggs
not.
showed
I was
up.
not in. I was there on the visit. He was actually in, and I went to visit him and his inmate,
Yes.
Jeff Crete, and
Great.
you
Rent a
know,
friend.
yeah, he was my rental friend. I just, I went by and needed something, so I thought I'd
You
go by and
needed-
see
So
him.
that's the.
Knows how he needed something.
I think that's the dawn of the James Watson soap on a rope that
Yes.
has become the
go.
ever so popular seller on Tackle
There we
Warehouse.
go.
That's a new sponsor. Thanks for the announcement. So much for a big announcement.
Sorry, dude. I had to let it leak, you know.
That's awesome. That was killer right there.
It's got his picture on the soap, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
With
you
a
want
big
to hurry
smile.
up. You want to hurry up and wash it away.
Yeah. Great, but I got a big smile on my face.
We actually could market this.
Yes, we could.
You are the man for that. You know that.
Suggs is.
You think
No,
Suggs?
you are. I promise you. If
Yeah.
anybody could make that roll and sell,
Prison soap?
there's only one person, and that's you.
Suds.
Suggs Suds.
Yeah, it's
That's
the- it's the-
more appropriate.
The James Watson
No.
soap on a rope combined with the
The
Suggs
Suggs
Suds.
Suggs.
I promise you, if you come out with the soap on the rope, Michelle's fired, and I'm taking over your manager's spot because we'll make a fortune off of that.
Yeah, hell yes. Well, no, but now don't start in on Michelle now. So
I'm not.
Yeah, I know
I'm
your
not.
heart broke. She's not here.
That's
to
exactly
manage
right.
me.
Michelle, I want to tell you, James has not done a damn thing in the last 2 days.
What the hell?
Oh, sorry. Did I just say that out
Hey,
loud?
let me back up.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Let me back up.
Okay.
Let's back up on that before you really accuse him of that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Did you see that banner hung next door there? Who hung that?
And what
Very
in the
nice.
world?
That
Pretty
is,
tight.
gosh, awful looking.
What?
So,
Suggs.
Tell them what they're seeing.
Look.
What are you? I mean, he has got a
Like-
banner over here that looks like somebody slept on it.
Now, I've got Jesus-type skills, but carpentry's not one of them.
Amen.
He
Amen.
didn't use enough Scotch tape.
Amen.
I don't think.
Where's the duct tape?
Needed
Oh
more
my
Scotch tape.
goodness, that's awful. What
Yeah.
are you selling in that booth? Anyway?
Tag Tournament Anglers Group, where you can win an additional $5,000 side pot money in lots of tournaments like your BFLs, your Costa.
Well, I understand all that, but I'd have swore I saw you charge somebody for an autograph a while ago.
I did. Hey, making a dollar is making a dollar.
That's right.
If they're willing to pay me for my autograph, I'd just autograph it.
I got you. The tag deal is a great deal.
Yeah, we've got.
though. Really good
I don't
deal.
know how many thousands of dollars we've paid out already this year.
It's an unbelievable deal.
It's an amazing deal. And Scott, look at the picture of Boom Boom and
Resemblance.
your buddy James. Like,
right.
Look at that. Did you guys hug after that picture?
Yeah.
Because you look so happy in that
What
picture.
we're looking at is a picture of James Watson and Boom Boom Robanis. And James is holding a big old bass up, and him and Boom Boom are high-fiving and carrying on and everything. And,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's in South Africa.
yeah, I know where it's at, but what I'm trying to say is
Well, spit it out. Whatever you're trying to say, just spit it out. Suggs.
Fred told me that he hooked it and let you reel it in.
Well,
that true?
because he's a nice guy.
He's got kids.
I drove all the way to damn Johannesburg, South Africa. The least I can do is reel one in. I don't give a crap who hooks it.
How was that drive?
It's a long drive,
So
mostly underwater.
when you asked for directions, you said like where's Johannesburg?
That
and
way.
And then they said,
Exactly.
and then you're like, I don't know what direction that
It
is.
sounds good enough, though, and I followed it. So you just got to listen to the noise to get there.
You kind of
That's
know where
awesome.
you kind of know where it is.
Yes.
How you
know,
guys like being on the Bass Pro Tour together?
I like it.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it. I learned a lot this year. I learned about trapping and furs and all that kind of stuff.
What?
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, steel trapping and
Yes.
some stuff to add into my hunting and everything. How buffalo cape, you know, is
Yes.
warm in
and
the
what do we
wintertime,
keep our
but-
what do we keep our change in our beef jerky in, Scott? Buffalo scrotum.
That's right.
Sack made of buffalo scrotum.
Really?
Well, we saw
Yeah.
DiCaprio get inside that bear, all
Yeah.
up in that bear.
No, it's a dead cow, wasn't it?
It was
Or
a
horse?
moose.
It was a
wasn't it?
moose. I thought he.
Horse?
No, it was a horse. It was
Horse.
a horse,
Or a
that,
horse,
he,
yeah.
that he jumped
Yeah,
off
yeah,
a
yeah.
cliff.
Oh, the bear raped him. That's what happened.
Yes.
I remember
Yeah, yeah.
now.
Is
Yes.
that what the
Tragedy.
buffalo did to you before you got his belt?
How else am I going to get the buffalo scrotum? So,
That's
You
why
gotta
they're
lure,
so
you gotta
valuable.
lure him in.
up close and personal.
Oh, that was awesome.
They grow back. So I heard.
It's like a chia
But
pet.
no, we did. We had a deal earlier this year that we got to,
some dude's basement.
when everybody will see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
when everybody sees it, they'll really appreciate what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a cool deal. I never knew that Watson had those kind of outdoor skills.
I do.
Past
I
fishing.
do. I don't want to tell you everything about me, so.
That's
I'm
right.
intrigued. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell's happening.
Well, we
Oh,
did.
you
We did
will.
a General Tire deal that hasn't aired yet. A General Tire coffee talk in some dude's basement.
It's a commercial.
Well, it's more like a show.
Yeah,
Okay,
a little
show.
show.
Like a short show, kind of like your deal here, short show.
So you're copying off us now?
Which nobody watches. And your fan base is, there he is right here.
That's him. Thank
Right.
God we have one.
Good thing he showed up.
Yeah, thank God we have one, James. My
Yeah.
God, my mom's watching too.
Yeah. It's a,
My mom's
that
watching.
guy.
Hi,
That
Mom.
guy. Hey, Mom.
Say hi to my mom, guys.
Yeah, hey, Mom. Past Mom.
That's awesome.
Her name's Marianne. Say hi, Marianne.
Hey, Marianne.
That's so awesome.
But this dude had some gnarly stuff in his basement.
He really did.
Pelts.
Really?
Steel traps. Bobcat mounts. What was that? A whole deer hide or a cow?
Fox, we had everything, but anyway, they had a buffalo, like a buffalo cape, a whole one.
Yeah.
And Watson gets his picture taken, and he's all bundled, or gets on camera, he's all bundled up in it. I mean, he looks just like the real Alaskan mountain
bush,
man.
No, Alaskan. What is them people?
Bigfoot?
No,
No, you're talking about the
Bushman of the
Alaskan
Kalahari?
bush, whatever. I know what you're talking
bushwhacker.
You're a bushwhacker. Yeah, I know you. I know
You know how I look like, to be honest with you, and I tell you, I look just like Jeremiah Johnson.
You
Is that-
did.
wow.
Yeah, I
You
did.
did.
All
I
right.
did.
A thicker version, but you did.
Well, one was fattened up before winter. Before winter, Jeremiah Johnson.
Now, James, have you ever made a television commercial?
Yeah, but yes.
What's the one to refresh my memory? I'm drawing a blank.
I personally want to just for me.
No, like I mean, have you done a television commercial for your
Have
sponsors?
you been on one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
have you been on one?
I think so.
And you're on a Berkeley one, right?
I've been on Berkeley. I'm on Everett, GMC.
He's on.
I can't remember who else, but
Scott
I know.
Scruggs. He's got his own
Axe
bait.
body spray.
Yes, he's got his own line of.
And that's
special,
at Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yes, with his fancy creams and lotions.
It puts the lotions on
Yes.
himself.
Yes.
But how weird is that, Scott? When you have to when they're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna do a commercial. Does that make you feel weird at all?
No, I mean, you don't until you watch it, until people start coming up and going, dude, I saw you on a commercial the other day, and I'm sitting here going, okay, because we just did the GMC one with Everett and everything, and it was
Gotcha.
cool. And so I'm thinking when they say that, did they just watch the Berkeley commercial? Which one are you talking about?
Too
Well,
many
finally, I go, I hope you drive GMC. Oh, well, I do. Nailed that one.
Yeah.
So, but no, they the GMC dealership here is so great, Everett's and everything, and we fortunate enough to get to do a commercial. Helps publicity for everything for them and for myself, and
So it runs locally
Yeah,
here.
and well, I mean, yeah, I've got people that have called me from all around outside the state and stuff,
Awesome.
talking about how they've seen it, and so that, and then. The Berkeley one's pretty much a nationwide deal.
Sure, yeah, oh,
and
yeah.
To get the
Show
opportunity
off.
to do things like that is fun. But when you're sitting and watching it, your own personal self sitting there watching it, you're going, "This is kind of weird."
Yeah.
I don't feel that way about mine. I just rewind it and watch it again, and I think you're the sexiest guy that walked the planet Earth. That's what goes through my mind when I see
You jump
me.
back and kiss yourself.
When I look at
Sets
me,
his commercials
Yeah.
on the DVR.
yeah, when I'm looking at me on TV.
So do you do the same thing when you're watching yourself when you're on Major League Fishing and maybe you're not catching them? You go back and try to figure out what you did wrong by
No.
watching it over and over and over and over.
No, I do. I just watch it over and over, not to see what I did wrong, but just again to see how sexy I look.
Oh, okay.
What are you usually wearing when you watch yourself?
Oh,
Don't go there.
oh, sometimes
Oh, no,
nothing
don't go
but
there.
my
No,
buffalo
no.
cape.
James Watson and his buffalo cape.
That's me on the base.
Yeah. This
You
is
know,
actually
the
from
bass-
one of Ron
you know,
Jeremy's
one of the
movies.
Bass players' necks always going
Yeah.
like this. They make the funniest sounds or the funniest faces and
Hey,
stuff.
now that we have this going, Ginge, keep it going. Let's play a little Bass in Life with these guys.
Uh-oh.
All right? A
Uh-oh.
little Bass in Life.
He always comes up with the most ridiculous
Yes.
games.
Scott, you know what Bass in Life is? You live them both. You live bass fishing and you live life.
Yeah.
James, you live bass fishing. You live life?
On the back deck of my house.
I like it.
In a hot tub.
With your pet owl.
Yes.
Hey, I'm going to give you guys a word or a phrase, and you need to relate it to bass fishing as well as life. Are you following me?
He just blew his mind. I can say
Scott's
that.
got it. I'm worried about you. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Who wants to go first? Which one of you?
I want Scott to go first.
Okay.
He won the flip.
You're going to
Did I
go
even
first.
get a chance?
Yeah, Scott, I need you to I need you to relate this to bass fishing and life. The term or words are flavor crystals. Flavor crystals. Relate that to bass fishing and relate it to life.
What did you just say?
Flavor crystals.
Flavor crystal.
Flavor crystals.
Flavor crystals. It sounds like something that happened on James Watson's back deck.
Yeah.
Um,
Strip club.
That's life.
That's
oh
life.
my
Life.
gosh.
And
How about? Man, I don't know how to answer that one.
Well, can I pretend I'm Scott Suggs and answer
Yes,
this?
Yes.
for you?
please. I want to hear your
Yeah,
version,
yeah, we
and then
got-
I'll give you mine.
He's good at answering questions as his own game.
The
he wins
the
every
flavor
time.
crystals for bass fishing would be the new Mac scent Berkeley.
I was
That's the flavor crystals.
gonna say.
See how I did that for you, Scott?
I was gonna say
You're
that.
welcome.
I was going to say Berkeley Power Bait, but
You think he
got
really
that.
was?
So what about life?
For life, it would be
Your favorite
Strip club.
stripper?
Yeah.
All right, here's one. Now this is for you. James
Me?
Watson, Mudline, bass fishing in life. Mudline.
Mudline.
Can I answer part of that? James,
Now he wants
James Watson's toilet.
Mudline in real life. All right. There it goes. Browns to the Super Bowl again every day. Super Bowl champions.
That's life. So what's the mudline in bass fishing?
That's when you're running up the Kings River after a major rainstorm and you run into the giant mud line and you scream, "Mud!"
Exactly. Where your clear water lover meets
Yep.
chocolate.
Hey, Scott Suggs, the word to you is old bigs. Old bigs.
His girlfriend in high school, old Biggs, and that fish that always gets away in the fishing zone. I got you.
That's hilarious.
Got it. Old Biggs. You remember
Old
her?
Biggs.
I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
her.
All right, well, I'm going to give you one to get back at James then, since he took
yeah.
over. The word is glory hole, Scott.
Oh,
Glory hole. Bass
oh,
fishing
no.
and life.
Oh, remember that place?
Oh no! Well, I know what I call it. What I think of when I think of glory hole. I think of that place where, well, as a matter of fact, let's go back to 2007, the Forest Wood Cup right here.
Uh-huh. Mr. Wachita, as you.
Pull in on a place that is well known for, for ever and ever fishing tournaments over here. It's a place where you only get one, sometimes two bites, but it seemed like every time it was right around a 5-pound fish. And I pull in there that last day and catch a 5-pounder off the old glory hole.
Off the old glory hole. All right.
Yep.
Well, what's that leave you in life?
And then at home, the glory hole is the bank that my wife got to carry that check to.
Yes.
That's amazing answer right there. That's
Very clean.
That
Very
was,
good.
that was
Because
very
of
bass in
family,
life.
family
Yes.
standing
Kept it
around.
mature.
That was very good. That was very good. James, bass in life. Evil Knievel.
Oh, Evil Knievel.
Evil Knievel.
Well, in the bass fishing world, I think of Iaconelli running his crap up on the Sabine River up in the bushes.
Up in the woods.
Up in
Okay,
the, plumb
okay.
up in the woods. And I think also Spore jumping that dam at Jordan. Where were we, in North Carolina?
Yep.
This guy, did you see this? He
Jumped the
Evil
dam?
Knieveled his bass cat into a pond.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yes. I'm like,
Exactly.
Spur?
yes, Spur.
It was amazing.
Spur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you remember Evil Knievel in life? What I remember about Evil Knievel is that real unsafe helmet he wore that was sparkly,
But it looked
red, white,
awesome.
and blue. It looked awesome.
Open
There was no
face.
protection at all.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to lose a tooth here.
And
I
he
can-
didn't.
I
He
can
didn't
feel
realize
it.
that giant gold belt he wore that went up his
Yes.
entire
Yeah.
abdomen would
Broke
kill
ribs.
him if
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
crashed.
Man,
All right, here's the last one. Scott Suggs, 19th hole. The 19th hole. Bass fishing in life. The 19th hole.
Man,
We know in golf.
that has a lot. That can be a lot of things.
Tell us
that
two.
is a tough one. Yeah, we don't need a lot. We just need two.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to tell you, I don't really have a good answer.
yeah.
You want to pass?
Do you?
Passing.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. I don't think I have one either. What about you, Pat?
So the 19th hole in bass fishing would be like, you're done. That's it. You're done for the day.
Oh, for the day.
Yeah.
Like not retirement done?
Well, no. Well, maybe that's your
Okay,
interpretation.
okay.
I'm not ready for
I
retirement.
thought the 19th hole in bass fishing would be like when you have a bad derby and then you go back out on the water.
Yeah.
You
That-
played
that would
18.
be
didn't
good.
Okay,
work.
that's a good one.
You go back out and
I'll
try.
take that
Like
one.
you put your boat back on the water because it's a 2-day tournament. You got to fish tomorrow, and you go back out on the 19th hole
Yeah.
to figure them out.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
the-
get a good pattern
It's
going.
good.
Yes.
It's good legal.
I was
thing.
thinking that, or the other thing I was thinking was you jack them up for the day, and you've had a really good day, and you've used the 19th hole to start looking for another pattern for the next day,
There you
final
go.
round day or something.
That's
Okay.
too deep.
Yeah.
Too
Final
deep for
one.
me.
Final one. First
I thought
part.
that was-
No, I changed my mind. It's my show.
Okay.
Bass fishing. All right. This goes to you, and life goes to Scott Suggs.
Okay.
Pandora's box.
Oh, Pandora's box.
What's Pandora's box in bass fishing?
Pandora's box and bass fishing. That's a tough one. So many things I could say inappropriate right now.
Yeah, but say something appropriate.
Well, Pandora's box would be a week after the tournament when you open up my cooler and whatever's left in there that I've forgotten. It's Pandora's box. It could be death.
It could be death.
Slimy.
What is it? So what is it in life then, Scott?
Woo.
Pandora's box.
Man, that's a good question there.
Go ahead, reference your
Man, I was
bank
really wanting
account
to
again.
answer the boat one
Reference your bank.
because I had a good one for the boat one, Pandora's box.
Well, then
well,
do
go
that
ahead,
one.
then.
Do that one then.
Go ahead.
Have you ever seen the bottom of a tournament angler's boat after 4 days of competition or 3 days?
Just a gnarled up mess.
I mean, dang spinner,
Yeah.
bait spin over backwards and run through eyes of other stuff, treble hooks stuck
Yes.
all the way in the carpet
Baits
to the
conjoined.
bend. Oh, I mean, totally.
Molded
Would
together.
that not be Pandora's box?
That's
period?
that is. Oh, it's open.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
done been
Just
open.
50
nasty,
chigger craws with
gnarly.
one pincher.
Dang right, yeah. One pincher stuff, half of a Cinco going this way. I mean,
That flip flop
yeah.
I lost.
oh yeah.
You know what,
Yeah,
Brian-
your flip flop.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was
a
it
pair of old drawers you caught when
Oh,
you
my
were out
gosh.
there and you stowed them in a boat.
Old drawers. I like catching old drawers on my spoon. Let me tell
Do
you.
you lip them or net them?
Dude, let me tell you, I've
flip
caught
'em.
some crazy. Let me tell you this crazy crap I've caught on my spoon this year. I caught a baby binky on a lanyard, like the lanyard Andy's wearing right now. A baby binky on it. I'm like, I hope there's no baby down there that's supposed to
You're
be on
spoon
task
jacking?
to that. Yeah. Caught me a crawdad trap. I don't know how many bungee cords I caught. I caught a shore power to a big boat, them big yellow cords. They were
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Caught a 30-foot one of those.
You know what? I caught a watch, a digital watch that the band was broke off of one side but was still in one solid piece on
No
the other
way.
side. Yeah, I felt it tick it and I set
Yes.
the hook.
Tick it. Tick, tick,
Get it? Get it?
tick, tick.
So
Ah, boy.
you know what grinds my gears about when things get crazy in the boat and you got tackle everywhere?
No.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the inevitable line through the split ring of a spinnerbait blade.
Oh, braided lines are worse.
Oh, I hate
How does
when
that happen?
I don't even know. It drives me nuts.
I mean, you really. Oh, so a pirate walks into a bar.
Yeah, yeah.
And he sits down, and the bartender says, "A pirate, do you know you have a steering wheel in your pants?" And the pirate goes, "Aye, and it's driving me nuts."
Well, here's a dad joke version of that.
Okay.
James, what is a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet?
Aye.
Nobody's I. Okay, I. Or you meant R, right? You meant like R.
No.
No,
meant
I is probably better.
I said aye.
Well, it ought to be I, but it's the C. Get it?
No.
The C. The C.
The C.
The C.
This is the letter.
That's terrible.
I get it.
I don't get it. I still don't get it.
Wait,
'Cause
you want me
you're
to tell it
still
again?
driving your
No.
pants.
I can tell
Or
it again.
driving
I
your-
don't
C.
want. Nobody
Oh.
wants you to tell you again.
It's a dad joke.
Because you're
All right.
You're still driving your nuts.
That's
We're on
right.
the
No, I'm
sea
driving.
now.
I'm driving you guys nuts.
Yeah, vamos loco de calor, as they
Yes.
would say in
C.
in Lithuanian.
C.
Exactly. All right, so James, real quick, if you had to
Did
just
you know? Wait a second.
all right, go
Talking
ahead.
about C.
C.
Did you know in Mexico they call Jesus Jesus?
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did know.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
yeah.
yeah.
Spelled with an H.
You know what they call God? God.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty good.
what was you going to say?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, I can't either.
James, what's your strength? If you had to just name it, what's your fishing strength?
Oh, my fishing strength. I'd say top water.
Top water. You, Scott.
Offshore structure.
Offshore. That old thermocline.
Dang right.
Do you believe he actually catches fish doing that? I just don't understand that thermocline stuff.
I don't play that game. That's why he wins more than I do.
It's
Look, I don't do what the bass tell me they want. I do what I want and make the bass come to what I want them to
That's
do.
right.
Because you get on this.
Is that the
now.
secret to your success?
This is the secret to my failure. You'll spend more time failing than winning.
Oh, that's funny.
Suggs, you've been stepping it up in the Berkeley Science Labs, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Yeah. How cool is that, dude? To
You got to see his drawings.
Are they
Do you have any of
horrible?
your drawings with
No, I don't have any of my drawings with me.
Are they with
Did you just see Suggs?
fingers?
He's like, well, I want
Are they on
this.
like
I just want
restaurant
this
napkins?
Yeah, I said, I want this one to look like this right here.
Put the joint in the middle.
And then
The jointed parts in the middle.
Yeah,
Here's
then I
what's
want
so
something like
funny.
this.
Two treble hooks.
Yeah, and I want a split ring up here, and I want a hook here. But I don't want a treble hook. I want a double hook. And they'd be like, now, Berkeley, make this for me.
Is it up on his refrigerator at home?
They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. They're like,
Yeah.
do you want this to sink, or do you want it to float? Both. When I jerk it, I want it to go under, and then it pops back up.
Slow sink.
Yeah. There it is. That's Berkeley's next one. Suggs will send that into him. Boom. Now all of a sudden, you and Atkins got this signature series. What are you going to call it? Well, call it the crawler.
Call it driving me nuts.
Yeah, call it the nuts. Everybody needs some nuts.
Oh, driving me nuts is the name of my next bait. Driving me nuts.
The signature series.
Yeah,
That's
it's the
right.
signature
Oh, my
series.
gosh.
You think Atkins will approve? Can I just? I want in on that deal.
Oh, okay.
Royalties.
Okay.
Because you thought of it.
Yes,
you
I
thought
might
of a
be.
name, didn't you?
But you're drawing.
Yeah.
Hey, we got your strengths. There was a Facebook question
Okay.
from Renee Lewis.
Okay.
Wanted to know which way do you guys dread fishing? Which are least?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
What do you not look forward to?
I
having to
dread
fish?
ledge fishing Kentucky Lake style. Dread it.
Hate it.
I dread-
Absolutely hate it. Would rather be kicked in the nads for an hour straight
That's bad.
by a Clydesdale.
By a killer
I'd rather have
clown.
a Clydesdale step on my crotch for a day as to go to Kentucky Lake and fish ledges.
I dread sight fishing.
Sight fish.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I love to do it. I mean, I'm not.
He
not.
just said he
Said
dreaded it.
it.
I like
so
doing
confused.
it. I just hate doing it in a tournament where they're really stacked up somewhere because the guys that really specialize in that are so good, they will absolutely beat your brains out.
It's true.
It's true.
And someone's going to get to that big one you found.
And you
before
got you got people like Wesley Strader. You got, I mean, some of those guys are just their eyes, you know. And I mean, and that's the thing
Porosnik.
about it. Yeah, Jacob is incredible.
He beat me. He beat me the other day on a bass that I did not see and passed.
That's exactly my point. And when it comes to eyes, I mean, and seeing things, other people can just see things different.
Mm-hmm.
And for all fairness to, you know, you can put every one of us out on a ledge. We're blind fishing or whatever. You got to figure it out. You got to get going on. That you know, that eye vision that those guys can pick up so well, such as Wesley and Jacob and some of the others, they're going to beat your brains out. And they will come behind you catching them. I watched Wesley
that
Strader. I watched Wesley do it at Hartwell one time, go behind people, and he's going, well, they didn't even wonder why they didn't catch that one.
They didn't see it.
They didn't see it.
Yep.
Nuts. And again, it's like those blind spots you hear about in life that even
That's right.
that your buddy Rick Clunn used to talk
Yep.
about. You know, you see, you know, some flippers look at things a certain way, where a crankbait fisherman might look at it in a completely
right.
different perspective.
And I'm just trying to look at it in my rear view mirror.
With that big check.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat,
On my way
Yes,
to
sir.
the bank.
you throw swim jigs ever?
Yeah, I do throw swim jigs.
What kind of swim jigs do you like to throw?
I actually like to throw Bavarni swim jigs.
Oh,
Why do you
providing a
ask?
swim jig.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting you bring it up.
Thank you.
Because actually they're running a special right now.
Shameless
like
plug.
that?
Wow.
You like that segue?
I did.
That's solid.
So you're telling me that if you buy any jig,
Cruise Light.
if you make a purchase on BavarniBaits.com, you get a free jig?
North
exactly.
Lake.
It's exactly one.
That's
hey,
all
what's more?
You buy 12 of them, you get 3 free. BavarniBaits.com. Check it out. Forcewood Cup special right now. FWC19 is the code. Thank you, Ryan, for reminding me about
Yeah,
that.
back to these guys.
Yeah.
Now back to you guys.
So Suggs got a very interesting bait that Berkeley made this year called the Surge Shad.
I was getting to that, but you like interrupted the whole thing.
I'd let you get your shameless plug in.
Okay, thank you.
Got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So how many pieces has Berkeley sold? You got a count on those yet, Suggs?
Not really.
Do you get the count quarterly or yearly or biannually? How do you get
Yeah,
your
I'll get
count?
it. I'll get it at the end of the year. I mean, I could get it quarterly, but I probably have. I just haven't looked.
Okay. I want to know
But
when it's
the
all said and
sales
done.
are incredible.
Good.
Are you his
Good.
accountant?
No.
Oh.
No.
I know.
What are
I
you
know-
accounting?
I know. Close to the end of the first quarter, it was going over 50.
Nice.
Tell them about the bait, Scott.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what it is you think about it for years and years and years. James and I, Ozarks, different places like that, right here in Central Arkansas, we threw wake baits. We've thrown them forever. But every single bait that you took, whether it was a balsa, it was a plastic, it didn't matter. That bait had to really be worked. You had to spend time with it. Getting two to run the same was next to impossible.
Absolutely.
And so I spent so much time with these baits and worked with them so much that by the time I went to Berkeley with them, I had it dialed in. I did both of them in 2 days.
Yep. Really?
And I mean, from scratch, did both of them in 2 days to get them to run right. But I wanted the castability to be there, the Great Fusion 19 hooks we put on them. You take them straight out of the package, you tie them on, James will tell you don't do a single thing to them. You take them and go fishing.
Throw it.
Nice.
And the colors are good. I mean, everything about them are good.
You can reel it fast.
Yep. And to be able to do everything it'll do, and it's the first wake bait, I guess, that of that style of wake bait to serve the purpose it serves, which is a rolling, I call it a crisscross action.
Absolutely.
We have it's finally the first one that you can fill your tackle box full and pick out whichever one you want to throw and not have to spend half of a week getting it right.
I've ruined a lot of red fins and got frustrated.
I seriously got a 2 3600 Plano boxes full of jointed and straight red fins, scraped, weighted, big hook, little hook, split ring, no split ring. It's like you can't get none of them to run right. But I'm not a Berkeley guy, but that bait is the bomb.
Awesome. And that's seriously why I brought it up, but because I am a Berkeley guy and because the science that's going on right now with the design of the Berkeley hard baits is, dude, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It is. We've got a great group of people up there to work with. These guys they've just they've opened the doors and just let us come in and they've listened to us. They've let us,
kind of like a good Baptist church.
That's exactly right.
They open their doors. They let him in.
That's right.
They let him eat that buffet they have on Sunday afternoons.
Used to, you sat on the back pew. I go to the front now, son.
You're passing the plate.
You know why? Because he won that big check here.
That's right.
Ever since then, they let him up front.
He's still got his cheap ass has still got every dollar of it too.
You told me it's buried in jars in his trailer, under his trailer.
Hey, whichever, he still got it all. Well, he got interest on some of it. He did have to put in the bank.
Oh my goodness.
For IRS purposes.
Guys, is there anything you want to say to the bass fishing galaxy before we get the heck out of here?
Buy my River to Sea Worldwide Spoon and check out my new sponsor, Tackle HD, the most realistic crawl on the market. Thing looks real.
Awesome. Tackle HD.
Hey, all I got to say is it's fun being here at the Forest Wood Cup. Keep watching, watch the weigh-in and everything, but also always tune in for the Major League Fishing BPT. It's me and Watson. We'll try our dangest to entertain you, I promise.
I'm trying my dangest to
Wango y tango, right there.
If you hear guys screaming at each other in the background, it's usually me and Suggs.
That's right. Major League Fishing with a Major League idiot, James Watson.
Idiot.
Leave it right there. Scott Suggs, James Watson, I'm Pat Renwick, Ryan Whitaker, JP High, and Andrew Ellenberger. We'll be back. Put the power poles down. Don't go anywhere. There's more Forest Wood Cup action coming at you. Straight cast style. Kapoom.
What a
way to bring him in.
See how I did that?
Yeah, I see what you did.
Did you see how I'm a bass fishing talk show host?
That's exactly what you do. That's what you do.
I'm a little disappointed in my intro. We've got Luke Dunkin's Traveling Circus, Shana Ramsey. Oh, and then
the Galaxy holder. Hey, which camera did you say we were on again?
Shanna, it's that camera over there. That
This one over here.
That
this one over here. Here, I'll give Shanna another intro. Here we go.
No, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on 1 second. Okay. Let's do it correctly. Can you give us some intro music,
give me
please?
some music, please.
Yeah, give us some triumphant, jubilant.
Yeah, something. Hey, I know that guy.
Sit back.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us today on Straight Cast. This person really means a lot to the bass fishing community. But mainly, if you need anything for free, at TH Marine or say a discount code so you can get on that hashtag Pro Staff Life.
Yeah.
Shana Ramsey, everybody.
Put her phone number up on the screen. Put her phone and email up on the
swipe
screen.
Swipe up.
The Opagger family's over in the house. We see them over there. Yes.
Was that better, Shana?
No, that was worse. I would take just Shana Ramsey going on.
Can you give me the Jordan Lee music? Let's do Shana with the Jordan Lee music. You ready? Ready? Let's do this. This is going to be. She emerged as a force in the bass fishing world. Coming on like a storm, taking TH Marine, grabbing the bull by the horns. She has changed the way that we look at bass fishing and the bass fishing industry. She is the entity known as Shana Ramsey. Yes! Wow.
That was so Game of Thrones-ish.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Don't stab me right now, please. Don't stab me when I'm not looking.
Khaleesi over here.
The old Khaleesi. Are you Queen of Dragons?
Yes, she is.
Got about 100 of them.
But seriously, I mean, we kind of started off nowhere and it went everywhere. But this is the magic of TH Marine and a bass fishing talk show. I'm being serious about this because there's so much going on in the industry. I could have brought you guys in and said, Luke, how's fishing? But we didn't. We wouldn't have wanted to.
No, let's not talk about that.
Let's not
because,
necessarily do that.
This is the biggest tournament in the series I fish, and I'm in here with you.
You're selling the hell out of some boat parts, though.
Hey, how about those TH hats? Am I right?
You wait till you see the video idea that I have for TH. In fact, I think I might give it to DC.
Okay.
I may give it to you. I'm cool like that, you know. Yeah. So I may give it to you. It's probably gonna be the most liked video ever in TH Marine history. I'm going to make that statement.
Wow.
But it does involve.
I like that.
It does involve punching Luke. Are you cool with that?
I'm very cool with that.
Okay. It really
Actually,
does.
I was hoping that's what you would say.
Okay, so it involves a TH Marine glove,
Yep.
a live well,
Perfect.
and you punching Luke Dunkin.
Into the live well with the glove.
We'll talk about it off air because I really want you to do this. It's amazing. We'll share it all.
Yep.
Better knock me out, boy.
You got one shot.
Got one shot. That's all I got to say.
He did not just make that up, by the way, because
Yeah.
on the way down here he said, "Hey, do you have one TH Marine glove?" I'm like,
I
what
really
the hell are you
did.
talking about?
I believe this.
Yeah,
It's true. Now I believe it.
Ideas just come to me at the craziest times. I'm the guy that invented feeding the mayonnaise to tuna fish so you could save time making sandwiches. That was me. I did that.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
I did that. Thank you.
It's an idea, man.
Dill pickle here?
That's it. It's
like spit up pickles when you hook them?
Yes, there's a hint of basil in
Yes.
pickle. Yes.
That's one of my biggest fans right there.
There
Shout
he
out
is.
to that dog.
Hey, that's
You
old
guys
Black.
can't see that, so that's totally not appropriate for a video podcast.
It doesn't matter though.
Right
That's the
behind the
magic of
camera,
this.
there was a dog.
Speaking of not appropriate, the traveling circus, dude. I'm a big fan. I really am.
Thank you, buddy.
I mean that sincerely.
I really appreciate it.
I like seeing my buddy Luke because I don't get to spend all that much time with you, so it's
Not
kind
enough.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I'm being serious about that, and it's cool because I kind of get to see your shenanigans.
This shenanigans, when we started, we said we wanted to show ups and downs, and unfortunately this year there were more downs. And everybody's kind of used to me being cutting up and all that, but there are times it's like
I saw some red.
Yeah, you see some red, or you see some sad. You're 19 hours from home. You don't catch them like you expect to catch them. There's no other way to be, but what you're actually feeling. So I really appreciate everybody that's watched this year. It's been really, really cool.
Yeah, and we talk about it. We want everybody to watch Traveling Circus because it's cool.
And subscribe. And while we're on the subject of YouTube, Pat, Darien down here, Darien is fishing on YouTube. If you could unsubscribe from
Which
his
one's
channel.
Darien again?
This Darien's down here.
Oh.
He's on the very end with the pretty hair.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He actually has a YouTube channel as well that's doing quite well right now. But if you could unsubscribe and subscribe to mine, we would appreciate it.
That's the petition?
I really hate Darien. That's why Shana's between us.
How much did it cost you to get all those subscribers in one day, Darien? What's the price tag?
Cost his dad a bunch.
I thought you was dead.
Do you have the Stone Cold glass breaking music that you can play right now? Because it's like my arch nemesis just showed up.
I ain't got time for this crap.
Come here.
No.
Come here.
I've been tricked by you before. No.
Go to your room, Jimbo.
Ladies and gentlemen, off camera, there's a recently retired from bass fishing, James Watson.
Give it up for James Watson right there.
Oh, you're still active duty.
He's leading the derb right now. Are you kidding? He's leading.
How did you do today? Did you catch 5 bass? 4.3 pounds.
James Watson. He's a really hard worker in his booth over here. You notice that?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So let's talk about James's booth. I know that you can't see it on camera, but I'm going to pretend I'm a sports commentator, sports analyst, and I'd like to describe James Watson's booth. Yesterday he showed up at about, the show starts at 10. He showed up at about 3 minutes to 10. Took out that wrinkly banner.
A piece of Scotch tape.
Yeah, threw it up there with Scotch tape and safety pins. Threw a giant check for $15,000 on a chair just to impress people. I mean, literally a giant check. Right there, just to show he's a baller. And then he throws some James Watson autograph cards on the table, and I ain't seen the guy since. Said he came back to razz you.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
He's campaigning.
He likes to give me a hard time.
He is campaigning. We learned yesterday on the show that he is running for president in, 28?
Yeah, something like that.
2028.
Yeah.
James Watson for president.
Well, it gives us hope.
It's
a new hope,
to build
like
hype.
Star Wars.
It's a different kind of hope. I don't know what we're hoping for, but
So I want to go back to the derbies, and you and Darien are, I guess, good friends, right?
yeah, the bestest.
Okay, so you might talk to each other if you're not traveling together. Luke gets done with a tournament or something, and he might give you a call, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
About every day.
So I want you to give me an example, Darien, of a phone call from Luke Dunkin after he has had a bad tournament. Do we have sad music?
Get that dump.
Dude,
This is the
Watch
internet.
the
You can
show
say
is
whatever
my
you want.
question.
Hey, man. Hey, man. You got a minute, man? Man, this week's just been tough. Will you please just listen for just a few minutes? Well, it all started a week ago. I couldn't find them. And I only fished 2 days. I didn't make it right.
Should have said I didn't get paid, but anyways, I'm a songwriter. Keep going.
So that's about how that started. Let's go.
I'll be honest with you.
Wow.
You really pulled that off. Way
That was
better than I thought.
amazing. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Holy
There's
cow.
a lot more exexpletives in it than that.
Yeah.
Darien, I have a position available for co-host.
Done.
Are you, Ryan? You're out. Sorry.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
I would gladly back out.
You went into song.
I know.
I did not know
turned
that
into
was
a Disney movie really
did
quick.
not-
I
know.
Didn't catch them like I wanted to.
It was actually, if you've ever been forced to watch the horse shit on the Grammys,
Yeah.
it was better than that.
Yeah,
It really was.
That was like a mix between the CMA awards and the Grammys.
Yeah,
you know?
it was
God,
really
no.
good. It was really good. I mean, I think we should just stop now.
Yeah.
Did you? What was it? Will Ferrell said instead of like he was above the room,
He
actually
was.
looking
You-
down.
you were levitating.
I felt like you weren't even here anymore.
It was out of body, bro. It was total out of body. So
Went there.
Enough with you two. Let's talk about Shana for enough about them, right? Why are you crying?
I'm laughing so hard. No, this is like what a day in the office when we're
Yeah.
all in Huntsville. We do
Once a
nothing.
year.
This
we
is-
literally do nothing but sit in my office
And sing songs
and
Just
together.
sing
sing
songs.
and talk.
Musicals.
This is how
yeah.
I work.
We go to lunch at 12, and then we come back and do the same thing till
Yeah.
5.
We go to lunch from 12 to 2,
Yeah.
then we come back. We sing some more songs about Jack Plates and Hydro Wave.
We just
Yeah.
gave you
Then we
material.
hug and we leave.
And we could send you our soundboard too, so you have
Oh,
accompaniment
man, I could
at
use
the
a
office.
soundboard.
Yeah,
I could use a soundboard.
you know what I'm saying? It adds a little.
Absolutely.
But what's this now? Your second year?
Yeah, I'm going into my second year.
Wow.
I know it was.
Is it good or not? Is it okay?
It's. I get a song, and then we have Luke and all of his other shenanigans.
And then
that
just
go
all
with
the
them.
bad thoughts go away.
All the
Yep.
bad thoughts go away.
Pretty much.
No,
But
it's
seriously-
been great. No, it's really been great. I enjoyed the team. Obviously, it's been a whirlwind of a year, but quick one.
For
It's been good.
those out there that don't know exactly what Shana does, please, in your own words, describe what your role at TH
Oh
Marine
my
is.
God.
Anyways, next question.
I'll
save you.
Yes,
save you.
please do. Please do.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead,
yeah,
bring it
no.
out.
Sponsorship. So everything from tournaments, dealing with pros, 100 and something of them.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that's a job in itself. But yeah, no, everything in between. Marketing is kind of, I handle all that side of things at TH.
And you even get to fish some.
Yeah.
I mean, I called you one time and you're like, I'm on the water, and I'm like, wow, you actually take calls on the water? Luke never did that when he was in your
Hard
position.
pass.
Yeah. Nope. Go out when I can, but I'll jump in the boat with one of these guys every once in a while.
And you catch him?
I wouldn't go that far. Hey, I mean, I went saltwater fishing not that long ago, so yeah. No, I catch them.
That's a lot more funnerness, isn't it? Saltwater fishing. A lot more funnerness.
I'm more of a catcher than a fisherman. Like,
Yeah,
if I'm
aren't
not
we all?
catching, then I'm sitting on the back of the boat.
She's more of a catcher than a fisherman, she said. What the heck does that even
That
mean?
just means you roll up and get. And
Yeah,
just
I mean,
throw
I'm
down.
not catching, I'm done.
Why are you not on a tour?
So next Brian Thrift, she's got cigarettes in her pocket.
100.
Oh,
Here,
man.
Shanna won't brag on herself at all. She's not like me.
No.
Like me and Darien are going to brag.
She
We're going to
loves-
swipe up.
she's-
We're going to tell you what we got going on. But Shanna is in charge of, when we say 100 people, she, at TH Marine, she's Kevin Van Dam's boss, man.
I know.
Like, that's a big deal,
Yes,
right?
that's
But
serious.
she
Yeah.
has a job where you deal with all these personalities and egos and different, people coming and going all the time. But we're very fortunate, TH, to have, I feel like, one of the most elite pro staffs around.
Yeah,
we
no,
were
Absolutely.
talking about that this week. It's crazy. You look down through there, and it's like childhood heroes of mine.
Yeah,
and
and
all
then you
these
get to
guys
the
have been-
S's and their stray casts.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's crazy who we're involved with,
It's
and
nuts.
who she has to put up with, including Stray Cast. When you go Stray Cast and Ike Live, and Luke Dunkin's Traveling Circus,
That's
I don't know how she doesn't have gray
That's
hair.
a recipe for disaster.
No, coming on to TH, it was like I was so excited just because I knew they were involved with the cream of the crop. I mean, the best of the best, tournaments, pros, podcasts, everything. So coming on to TH, it's been a fun year just dealing with all of them.
And I want to talk about, you kind of brought up the Ike Live deal, and something that's pretty cool going on right now is Brian the Carpenter's boat build
Yeah,
that
very
TH
cool.
Marine is sponsoring. And that was actually my idea. It was, remember, like years ago,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, you know how TH, like they got all those like parts, like an O'Reilly Auto Parts or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's kind of like O'Reilly Auto Parts for boats. And then Brian stole my idea.
He's from Jersey, dude.
Yeah,
He's-
I know.
I wouldn't fight him.
No, he's got backup.
Yeah, I wouldn't fight him.
But we are from Chicago.
I know. It's kind of like, I'd like to see it.
You ever been to Hammond, Indiana?
Yeah, I'd pay to see it. What goes down?
We're all, but seriously, get back to that. That's on Ike's YouTube right now, and Brian's taking an old Tracker aluminum boat,
Yeah.
and he's basically redoing it with all TH Marine products.
Yep.
Cool.
And it's that's a badass boat
It's
now,
really
dude.
cool. I follow him, on social media, and he's fishing those little Thursday night tournaments that they fish, the beer league up there, they call it. And man, the LEDs that he's got
Dude,
on
and
there,
he's
it's
got that.
awesome.
He's got the little jack plate and that
Yeah,
Torpedo
yeah,
electric.
it's
He's-
awesome.
Woo, up
You
on
can just
ice.
stop getting beat by Wayne Morris. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's a
Very
pretty
cool.
cool thing. Check it out. It's on Mike Iconelli's YouTube channel. It's Brian the Carpenter, or Barry the Candlestick Maker, as he is referred
Yes.
to. It's his boat build.
Yep.
It's his boat build. So, Darien, tell me how great you are.
You want a number scale or a letter?
It's on you.
you
Yeah.
create the scale.
Like a B minus.
Okay, B
And
minus.
I'm
Ladies and gentlemen, King Darien.
hustling.
You are a hustler. I mean, and I mean that sincerely. Like, you're working at it. I can tell.
Yeah.
It's like I knew Darien, who Darien was, but then all of a sudden, here's Darien.
Darien's
Just
always
jumped
been
in
a
it.
hustler, though. I'll say that, and he'll brag on himself, but I'll brag on him too. I've known Darien since he was about 16 years old. And he's always been a hustler.
Have you ever been arrested?
You can tell that. Who cares?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
It's a yet. At least he's man enough to.
It'll happen.
He plans for it.
He's got to get those views.
It'll
so
happen.
we Need an arrest.
If it gets the views right now, then pretty much we'll do anything.
So this morning I get up, and I haven't been on the social media as much this week because we're working
Yep.
here and stuff. But I get on, and the first thing I see is I'm going through Luke's story, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that's a big old flip jig. That's like a grass jig, and Darien, you're sticking it in your arm.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah.
that, yes. You stuck a 6/0 jig hook in your arm last
Yeah.
night. What is wrong with you?
Luke Dunkin bought liquor.
Tito's. Tito's is wrong with him. So Darien had a video this year. It's really, really cool. He did a hook removal video, which a lot of people don't know how to,
Sure.
there are some
The
hook
braid
removal,
trick.
The old
but,
dipper.
But he was showing the braid trick. But to do that, my
I-
man stuck hooks in his arm.
Yeah, I stuck a treble hook in my arm, like to show how to remove it, and the video did really well. It has like 400,000 views.
It's amazing.
And so so last night they got me drunk and
recreated it.
So I've
Tricked
learned over
me.
the years I can challenge Darien to about anything.
Yeah.
After a couple Tito's, and he's like, "Oh yeah, oh."
Well, I have another.
What?
I have another concept. Okay,
Okay.
and this is for Darien and TH Marine, of course. I'm a giver.
Okay.
I'm a
I
giver.
like it.
And I give my material away. I'm giving it away. So here's what you do. We're going to steal this from Jackass a little bit, but we talked earlier about the Mako deal and Steve O putting the hook in his mouth and jumping in with the Makos. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to tail hook DC, okay? And we're gonna send him down for some Goliath grouper.
I
Okay.
like it.
All right.
You got to fight to survive, buddy.
So that's the video. That will
that'll be-
surpass the 400,000 views. I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
They don't really
pick up-
have teeth either.
Yeah,
so
it's just
okay.
gonna. It's like if a catfish.
It's just gonna hurt.
But-
Yeah, just
just
Yeah.
a little bit.
It's like
pinches.
sandpaper.
It's like
it
a
hurts.
tickle.
It hurts less than a 6/0 flip jig going in your arm.
Yeah.
You down?
I feel like I'd be a pretty good snack for a Goliath grouper.
You just got.
Yeah.
You're quick. You look agile.
I'm
so
agile.
I think you carry that agility underwater.
But that's a big old sucker down there.
I know, but is it in the budget, Shanna? I mean,
I know that's what I was going to say. How much
Yes.
is it going to cost?
well, I
Yeah.
don't want it to take away from stray cast money, but
We'll find
It was
it in
your
the
idea,
budget.
so it's your fault.
Never
so-
mind. Hey, let's get rid of this tape. But dude, seriously, your YouTube's taking off, man. It's enjoyable.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
So why did you do this? Everyone is doing a YouTube channel. Everybody's filming themselves. Me. I. Why did you decide to do it?
I've always been intrigued by it, and like now, everyone gets their information from whatever it is on digital, whether it's their Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I've always created the work that I do. I create content for other brands, so I've been intrigued by doing videos. I work with video stuff for other brands, and just I realized that I wanted to do something for myself. I've never tried to push my brand.
Sure.
I never had a brand, and I put all my efforts into growing other boat or tackle or TH Marine, and so that's kind of where that started. But it came from just loving fishing. The way that the guys that are fishing this tournament love fishing. They're professionals, fishing tournaments. The guys that are walking the floor, they love it, and I obviously love it as well. And so I wanted to express that through video, and that's what I'm good at. I'm not necessarily great at fishing tournaments, but I get the same buzz off of making a cool edit, posting it for other people to see. And when a guy says, "Hey man, I learned how to fish a big worm because of your video," it's like, dude, that's awesome.
You should do a ledge fishing video.
I should. I'm actually working on one.
You should go. Have you ever been to Guntersville?
These smart asses.
No, but seriously, I admire what you said
Yeah.
because I relate to that because I am obviously not a professional bass fisherman. I'm just a talk show host, but I am able to convey by bringing professional bass fishermen and a side of them that they might not see somewhere else.
Well, and
so I relate to that.
Yeah, for me, so it was like, when you play, you grow up playing sports, you play basketball, you want to be in the NBA one day.
Absolutely,
Then there's a time where you realize, all right, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
So then for me, it was like got into fishing. I want to be Iaconelli was my first ever guy. Was Iaconelli. And then I like Swindle, so I was like, I want to be these guys. I want to go on tour. Well, then once I got my own boat and I started fishing tournaments, I realized that they live a whole different lifestyle, not just financially and mentally, but they have a gift that it's like not everyone has that. Not everyone is good at fishing in a tournament because it's,
Guilty.
Polinick says it. Brandon says that a lot of the guys that are on tour mechanically can do the same things. We can all drive the boat the same. They
Sure.
can all pitch to the same log or score a little cup pitching a jig. But there's something else that not everyone has. And so when he said that, I kind of always remembered that. And I'm like, hell, I don't have it. I enjoy fishing. I love fishing. I love making videos. I still fish a lot of tournaments. But becoming a pro, I just quickly realized that's not what I wanted to do.
So it's your place to
I
stake
love
your
it,
claim
though.
in the
I
industry.
love it, though. Yeah, I love it,
And
though.
that's why I do this,
Yep.
because I love bass fishing.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's perfect. You guys are like a family, right?
Yeah,
Big
kind of.
time.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think you're family.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
So let's play
Definitely.
Family Feud.
I like it.
You want to play the feud?
Let's do it.
All right, so
Yes, I love that
let's
show.
figure out. Hold on, let's figure out how we're gonna do this. So, actually, we could just run down the questions and give each of them an opportunity to answer,
I think
right?
we just get ready
Unless
for
Shana covers
this.
Darien's ears, but that might be awkward. So let's just run
Bring
it
the
down.
horses to the back here.
So we don't need the 20. Where's it? Wait, am I gonna need glasses for this, Luke? All right, it's time for the FLW Cup
like it.
Family Feud Edition. with the family from TH Marine, Luke Dunkin.
Am I the
Shana
dad,
Ramsey.
I guess?
Yeah, you're the papa.
Gray beard.
Are you Mama Shana?
No, yes. Always.
Mama
niece.
Shana and widow baby Darien. He's here. Where's my notes, Luke? Look at how organized I am.
Good handwriting.
Let's see.
Ba-da-ba-da-da. That's Jeopardy.
You should have somebody type that up for you.
I did. This is typed.
Very large font.
Is that Times New Roman?
Oh, here we go.
Definitely not
Pat's
Ariel
old
Sam.
man.
Okay.
That's old.
Who's starting? Who's starting?
Shanna, because she
Okay,
said she
Shanna
was good,
start.
so I'm putting
Yeah,
her on
but
the
hey,
spot.
what are
Shana.
these questions?
Okay.
go.
A safety feature that you might find
Oh, no.
on a
No, don't do
car, but not on a bass boat.
that. On a car, but not on a bass boat.
A safety feature that you
A
might-
blinker.
A blinker. Good answer. Good answer. Luke Dunkin.
Seatbelt.
Seatbelt. Darien.
Brake light.
Brake light, and the number one answer is
Seatbelt.
seatbelt. Number one answer, Luke Dunkin. You scoring?
I used to watch Family Feud with my grandma every day, boy. Get ready. Every day. Y'all play Wheel of Fortune. I'll beat you at that too. Let's go.
Now, Luke, you got it. You started off here.
Great.
Something you might use to peg a slip sinker if you're out of bobber stops or sinker pegs.
Toothpick.
A toothpick. Shanna Ramsey.
I don't know. A hook? I don't even know.
A hook. Okay.
Jig skirt.
Jig skirt.
Hey.
And the number one answer is
Toothpick.
Bastard.
toothpick.
Nah.
Duncan running away with this
Crushing
shit.
it.
Number two,
With the
though,
skirt.
was skirt.
Jig
Old
skirt.
school. Like it. Like
That's
that you
it.
knew
That is
that.
old school.
Like that you knew
I
that.
hadn't thought about that one in
David
a while.
Dudley said that.
Okay,
Also,
which
right?
one of you guys want this?
Common answer.
Oh, gosh. What's
Okay, Shanna, you
Go
pick it.
Shanna.
Shanna, a word that describes an orgasm as well as a winning fish catch.
victory?
Victory! That is actually the number one answer.
Was that the
yeah.
number one answer?
Yes!
I was going to say game changer.
But yeah,
go!
so your answer is game change. Darien, what about you?
I was gonna say lights out, but
No, that's what she said to you before you started.
Yes.
Turn the lights out, please, Darien. I think that's what happened right there.
Yes.
Okay, something you might use, Luke Dunkin, to replace your prop pin if you lose it.
Paperclip.
Paperclip. Shanna Ramsey.
I don't. Fish hook.
Fish hook. And Darien.
jig skirt.
Jig skirt. And the number one answer, I believe Luke Duncan said sledgehammer. Sledgehammer is the number one answer.
Yes.
Luke Duncan is in the lead still.
Really,
You're
this
doing
is-
great, Luke.
I am.
You're really good at this.
I thank you guys for having me on.
Problem. Okay, well, just here it is. Luke Duncan, a bass fishing term that sounds dirty, but it's not.
Flipping a beaver.
Flipping a beaver.
Ripping lips.
Ripping lips. Wow.
Damn.
Hey now, Mandingo.
Listen, when I was at another company, nobody really was. No, listen. Another.
You're really backpedaling now. Just
Wow.
stick with it. Full sin on the greatest line we've heard on Straight Cast
Wow.
today. Just let it ride. Let it breathe.
Gotta get back in time.
Let it breathe. Let that soak.
Darien.
I'm gonna let my time run out after those two answers. There's nothing I can follow up with that.
And
I mean, I was gonna say a whopper plopper, but that's not even close.
we're gonna tally it up here. I am now getting the official score from the Bass Fishing Galaxy, and it looks like with the Rippin' Lips answer, Shana Ramsey is the queen of TH Marine. Yes.
Oh, God.
She
Never will
it was a tough
never
race,
will
dude.
I live that down ever now.
That is
I
the
think
highlight clip.
That question's been asked a few times on the show, and I mean,
That's
was
gotta
the
be
best.
the best. answer.
that's the best thing that's ever been said.
Yeah, that was
It's
amazing.
fantastic.
That is the clip.
And she was
Just shut
quick
the
to
show
say
down.
that
Just
too.
quick.
Yeah,
Like
she
she's
didn't-
already thought of that before.
She was like, she was just waiting on me to get it finished.
I swear on my life, there's a reason for that answer because
Yeah.
It was
there
perfect.
just is.
Listen.
There just is.
It's okay.
This is the trust tree, okay? This is we're all friends.
It's
There's
a
just,
circle.
There's just a few thousand people watching.
That's
That's all,
it.
and listening and downloading this later on, and your
Am
mom's
I
going to be
gonna get
disappointed, but
fired
it's
from
okay.
TH for that answer.
Oh, no.
It was smart.
You're
That
getting
was job
promoted.
security, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say you're in now.
Yeah.
This has been an internship. You didn't know about it, but we'll get you your contract this afternoon.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm Pat Renwick, Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, JP High, Andrew Ellenberger producing the hell out of this thing. Luke Dunkin, Shanna Ramsey, Darien Craig. Guys, thank you so
Hey,
much.
thank you, dude.
Thanks
We
for
have
the
fun.
support that TH shows this show. From you from day
Absolutely.
one.
Thank you, guys.
Continuing from you. And Darien, I don't know what to thank you for, but I'm glad you're here.
You're welcome.
His hair.
Thank you for your hair. Hey, put the power poles down. Don't go nowhere. More FLW Cup 2019, straight cast style, when we get back.
Summer heat never treats me kind. It leaves trouble on my mind. So I'm bidding farewell, putting in my notice, and I'll see you at another time.
Actually,
I'm sailing.
if you're sitting there listening to this bumper music,
Yes.
you'd actually be going like this.
Yeah, I noticed you were.
I was.
As we sail away into our final segment of the day here at the FLW 2019 Cup, getting ready for the.
You mean I'm the headliner?
You are
headliner.
like well actually on talk shows the first guest is the headliner, so
Okay,
you're
so I'm
actually
the loser.
Yeah, you're our
No.
you're our Hasselhoff. Today. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dan O'Sullivan.
But I'm not German.
And Suggs and Watson as direct support, though. That's
Yes.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, I need a crowd. I mean, I need someone to bring my crowd. You know, I'm the follow-up. They get like 14 seconds of viewership on my show on television. You know, it's like being the one after Friends. They needed something to kind of bump the ratings in that first minute. You know how it goes.
Seinfeld.
For those of you that don't know Dano, his name is really just Dano. It's been changed to Dano. There's no O'Sullivan. It's just one word, Dano. It's like Cher, you know, or Prince.
She's better looking.
That's
even
true.
at like 70 years old.
Dan runs AdvancedAngler.com, which is basically a comprehensive source for bass fishing tournament coverage and techniques, I guess.
Yeah,
to
we
put it.
we started Advanced Angler in 2011. It's a how-to based website. We cover the major events in the sport, but we're not a tournament coverage site. We kind of feel like there's other people that cover the tournaments. The leagues do it better. The other people out there, Bass Fan covers the sport better on the tournament stuff. So does BassZone.com. You know, they're the places that you go for that kind of stuff. And we always went how-to because I just think people need to learn. So when I come to something like this, I'm here to get images to use in photos, and then the media tracking side of things that I do for some of the anglers. We use images from the stage and stuff like that. So
awesome.
That's what we do.
And like it's pretty cool for me as a host to get somebody on the show. I've obviously hung out with you at these type of events for the past couple 3-4 years.
Yep.
And
Ike parties.
Yeah, Ike parties. Yes. So we've had some interesting times.
Where you sip water and you listen to speakers and.
Yes. It's ice cold Coca-Colas.
Yes, and you meditate.
Yes, we do a lot of zenning.
Yeah.
And yinging and yanging.
Adult activities.
And yinging and yanging. Their big event is going on today. I think it should be wrapping up. Somebody just probably won a new Bass Cat boat.
Yeah, that's
by
pretty
now.
cool.
That's a pretty good odds.
Best odds in any tournament, probably, to win a boat.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. With what was they have 50, 60 boats or something?
Yeah, it's not that many. You know, and here's what's funny. You stop and look at all these guys and what they do to further the sport, and it's hard to beat a lot of these guys and the efforts they put in, but the Iconellis, they're right at the top of this thing. They do such a good job, and Mike does. He will not leave a venue until every autograph has been signed and every picture taken.
It's amazing to see it. You know, it really is. Yeah. He spends time with everyone.
He's a crazy freak,
everyone. And that's a great example that Dan just said. I mean, he spends time with the kids. The Ike Foundation is all about the kids. That's IkeFoundation.com. It's never too late to make a difference. You can go over to IkeFoundation.com and make a little contribute.
So you're saying it's not too late for Mike either?
It's never too late for Mike.
Never give
because
up.
he never
too
gives
late.
up. He never stops trying.
Never surrender.
Yes.
Never surrender.
Opposite of Cheap Trick.
See, bringing back musical terms, we're going never surrender.
The
so we're
magic
gonna
of
go
Robin
Iron Maiden.
Zander and Cheap Trick. Hey, you got my Earth, Wind, and Fire tickets, Jefferson?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had two sets last time around. Where were you?
It's actually the IkeFoundation.org.
My brother's going to shit, and then he's going to kill us.
Make up your mind, man.
What's he going to do?
That was my skull.
It's world history. See the globe right there. We could do this all day. I mean,
Aloha, Mr. Hand.
Dan, I mean, you're covering these big events, man. You've seen it all go down here at the highest level of professional bass fishing.
Yeah.
Now, I know that, I know we're not supposed to do this, but what do you find more excitement at, the Cup or the Classic as an individual?
Well, if I'm business mind, obviously the Classic has a little bit more history and tradition. But man, there's not one of these things that goes by that I'm not standing there wiping tears from
crazy.
These things. And I'll tell you what it is. What really gets me, I mean, I don't look like it now because, I've built myself into this fine
the perfect beast
specimen, but I was a college athlete. I was a 2-time All-American catcher, and I know what it takes to completely sell out to accomplish something. And I know not only these guys, but their families. And the moment that family jumps up on stage, I'm done. I mean, I'm hoping that my viewfinder's in the right spot.
Right.
When I'm pulling the trigger.
Like Ott's win at the Classic.
Yeah, I almost
oh
lost
my
it.
Dude,
yeah.
amazing.
When his daughter said,
got the best
I
dad
love
in the
my
world.
dad. I got the best dad. I just lost it. Another one that got me, Polinick.
Yeah.
So little history on me and
The
fishing.
fish whistle.
No. His first Classic.
Okay.
So 1996, I had decided I want to be a professional tournament fisherman, and obviously I made I made more money and more consistent money writing than I ever did fishing, but I was okay. So I went into writing and doing what I do, and I love what I do. But Brian Kershaw dying really affected me.
Oh, I thought you said Palinick.
Yeah, I'm giving you a little story.
Okay, I'm sorry, I lost.
I'm a
I know where you're going.
storyteller.
Okay,
I'm a scribe. I'm a storyteller.
I got you. Okay, I'm
so,
with you. I'm following you.
I come home from a tournament. I'd sent a letter to the family.
Okay.
I'd called Bass and I said, I'd like to send an address. Where can I send a letter to? Well, they said send it to us and we'll forward it to the Kershaws. So I'd sent a letter, and the end of it was just, I wanted you to know that Brian's life touched California.
Awesome.
And so I'm having a bad tournament, bad practice, can't figure something out, and I come back and I'm complaining to my mom, and she says, hey, there's a package for you over there. And there was a box, 6 inches long, whatever. And I look at the address and it says Newtown, Connecticut, and I said, Mom, this is from the Kershaws.
Wow.
And it was one of Brian's reels, it was Bates, and a letter saying, we wanted Brian's belongings in his life to be able to help people further their careers. And so I got connected to the Kershaws, and then I actually organized a Brian Kershaw Memorial Tournament in California, and his parents sent some stuff, including fish whistles. So Brandon, when he, in 2011, pulled the fish whistle out on stage and blew it, oh my.
Lost it.
Gosh. And that's the day after Gerald, brought the gentleman that ended up passing away, Mike, that the guys at Wired to Fish knew so well. This stuff gets to me.
It does.
It's a family effort to make every single one of these guys have a career.
And it's crazy that, and there has to be other pastimes or passions where these emotions convey like they do out of us. But I keep going back to that when we were at the awards dinner Thursday night at the red carpet, and they had that Erwin Jacobs quote about bass fishing, and I know you've heard it before, Dan.
But refresh it for everybody.
Bass fishing is such an amazing thing. It brings so much joy and happiness to so many people around the world. Yet there are so many people that don't even know what the heck it is.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and then look at the evolution of our sport, the way that it is now, back to when Ray Scott started this thing, and a few years after, his definition of a professional fisherman was a guy who's got a week off of work and enough money for an entry fee, and you can't say that anymore.
Right? No. You can't. No,
you can't say that anymore. I mean, even guys that are in the process of building up a career, most of these guys are working hard enough to be able to do this full time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Even guys that are in their second or third year where they're still developing the professional career, if you're, it's like any other sport. If you're not completely invested in it, you're not going to get there.
Yeah, you can't half-ass it.
No, and that being said, I think you
got a whole ass it.
To a
You sure do.
I think we take it a little too seriously at times, though.
Of course.
That's one of the great things about this show is that it allows guys that are serious and dead serious about it that to kind of cut loose a little bit. What I've noticed in the years of doing what I do, PR, media tracking, helping anglers do some of their own personal writings and things, is the guys that start to kind of let loose and let their personality show a little bit. Those are the ones that the fans begin to resonate with.
Absolutely.
And I've been fortunate to be a part of some of those things and be able to see the fan base warm to a guy that maybe they didn't know very well. That kind of stuff is that's some of the cool stuff.
And I don't think you can mention that without mentioning Mike Iaconelli also, because I think he kind of showed everyone how to do that. I mean, just be yourself 100%.
Yeah, and you got...
And it's,
and
there was guys before him somewhat, but
Neil.
He really showed people.
This is Neil Paul right here from Anderson.
What's up, Neil?
He's Lake Hartwell. We'll see him every time we go back to Hartwell. That's the
we
dude
love
right
Anderson.
there. Good to see you, Neil. There's guys that these people see, and there's a personality that they see on screen or on the water that they don't get to see that personality behind the scenes. I know you guys get to see some of them.
Yeah.
But guys like Tommy Biffle and Matt Herron, they come across as just complete hard-nosed competitors, and they get into arguments on the water, and that's their competitive side. But then you get to see them behind the stage.
They're hysterical.
Oh, they're hysterical.
Yeah.
They're hysterical. So Tommy, I'll give you a Tommy Biffle story. I went out there for a shoot. Gene LaRue Lures brought me out because I had sold an article to Bassmaster Magazine. And Tommy was supposed to be at the media event, and he got ill. He had food poisoning.
Uh-oh.
So they brought me out to go do the photo shoot with Tommy and the rest of my interview and stuff, and I was really grateful for it. I had, got to spend some time with Tommy on the water. But we had lunch before we went out on the water at his Polaris dealership.
Okay.
And now Tommy's mother-in-law lived with them. She's since passed away, and she was a young, for being a grandma type, she was a young, vibrant woman until she got in an accident where an 18-wheeler hit her car coming out of a Walmart. And it kind of, that kind of stuff can affect. But the grandmother had a great sense of humor about everything, too. And we're sitting there having lunch, and we start talking about, how people are with pets and how they try to stretch them out too long. And I said something about, my wife's always said, we're gonna do everything we can to keep the dog alive, because she had this little dog that was her kid, basically, before we had kids. And I said, honey, bullets are cheaper. And Tommy looks at me and goes, I say the same thing. And I said, and it started a whole conversation. And I said, Oregon's got an assisted suicide law right now. And they said, what? And I said, yeah, it's legal in Oregon that you can have assisted suicide and take your own life. And Tommy goes, I'll do my best Biffle impression.
Okay.
He goes, you hear that, Ma? We going to Oregon for vacation. You coming with us? And the grandmother starts cracking up, and his wife, Sharon, goes, Tommy, you're terrible. And the whole table busts up laughing, and everybody. You don't get to see that stuff on stage very much.
Right.
And Matt Herron's much the same way. I live 20 minutes from Matt, and we've become friends over the last 5 years since I moved to Alabama. And it's been fun to see the personality of these guys, and then see, how much they work together, even when they argue. I mean, it's like an amoeba. It's an entity.
Exactly, just like Suggs and Watson that were just sitting here before this.
Talk about Mutt and Jeff.
Oh my goodness. I have this cage match idea. I want to get a bass fishing cage match thing going.
Okay.
So I'm not sure who to do it with. Exactly who the two players need to be. Who should it be? Who's going to have the cage match? What do you think, Dan? I mean, I value your opinion.
I think there's a couple of rematches that could happen.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: is it angler only, or can other individuals from the sport,
personalities or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Sure, go ahead. I'm take liberties.
any angler and the tournament director for whatever one you want to be a part of. So,
Okay.
so Dewey Kendrick or Trip Weldon from Bass.
Okay.
Or Bill Taylor from FLW and say Scott Suggs or Scott Martin or anybody that they've had to question about something. That would be a good one.
What about Chris Jones and Dave Mercer?
That would be fun.
Now that's a good. We were
let me
talking
ask you
about that.
Is that a physical altercation or is it a microphone altercation?
Well, it would be like WWF because they would start out with the trash talk.
And rap battle,
They're both so good at it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then fists. of
Kind of
fury.
like Eminem and the Doc
Vanilla
or
Ice.
whatever it was in the movie 8 Mile.
Yes. Vanilla
Yeah.
Ice.
No, it
Rip
was,
Van Winkle. A18 Detroit Avenue.
Yeah, but I mean in the movie. You saw the movie 8
yeah,
Mile.
of course.
Papa Doc.
Papa Doc. That was it. Papa
Yeah.
Doc. Good
That's
one.
JP High, the hip hop fisherman.
I love
He
that.
better know that.
Well, hey man, my ringback tone is Biggie, so come on.
You're speaking his language.
Yeah, I'm right there. But yeah, that would be a good one. Mercer would be a good one with
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some comebacks of maybe Fish Fishburne and Keith Allen.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Ish Monroe, Keith Boucher.
Been done already. I mean, we missed the
That's what I'm saying,
pay-per-view on that one.
Got to get him in the cage.
The Boyd Duckett and Jeremy Starks from the past. That would be a good one.
Well, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, there's
we
a
could
few.
we could sell this.
KVD and Ike.
You know, I am an idea man. You know that about me, right?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think with our resources together, Dan, that we can make this ultimate cage match of bass fishing happen.
How do we make money on that?
Well, we'll sell it. Build it and it will come, Dan.
As long as I get $12.
Is that how much lunch
I
at
need
Arby's
to cover
is?
my lunch. Yeah.
Arby's Big Montana's going for $12 now. I'm gonna need.
Do they have a keto version over there? Because my wife put me on it.
Well, just take the bun off
Yeah, that's true.
and eat the meat. But it's no fun.
See, that's what I'm trying to do by going on keto is take the bun off.
Keto works amazing.
Does it?
By the way, yeah, I've done that at certain points in my life, but now
Dude, you're a rail, both of you.
but I run
Like I said, I've got the sandwich thins on the side of the double beef here. I mean, come on.
He dropped
But
a
I'm
bunch
nice
of
and
weight on that
comfy.
keto, though. He did. He was, I mean, what did you lose in like 6 months?
Well, I
on the
couldn't
keto?
run, so
Right.
I did the keto to jumpstart it because I had the plantar fasciitis in my ankle.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't run for like 6 months. So I literally lived on a half gallon of Haagen-Dazs a day.
That's
To-
plenty of protein.
to, you know,
got
to-
some carbs. Yeah,
I don't
that works.
drink, so I had nothing else to drown my woes in, you know. So
That's what drive-thrus are for me. I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but that's what drive-thrus have been for me. And I'm a stress eater, and I work in fishing, so there's always stress around.
Oh, goodness
So
gracious.
I eat breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning. I eat a snack at 9. I eat early lunch at 11. Then I eat 11 at 1. You know how it goes.
Second lunch.
When you're stressed, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the bass community.
Hey, if I can't make fun of myself, nobody else do, please, because
Hey.
I'm so sensitive.
our skin is thick here, too. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, you don't do what you do if you don't have thick skin.
So if you had to put a number on it, like, I don't even think I could do this, Dan, but how many sport shows have you been to in your lifetime? Sport shows, like, like an expo like this, or one in New Jersey, or in California, or Chicago. Like, over 100?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Over 100 easy.
I mean, stop and think about this. I've been in this industry regionally and then nationally since '93. California alone, we had 5 a year.
It's a big state.
We're looking at closer to 1,000.
And then, no, it's not going to be 1,000, but yeah, it's well over 100. I mean, this was my 18th Classic or something. I mean,
Oh my God.
18th ICAST or something.
Okay.
Maybe not 18th. Anyway, I have to go
That
back
sounded
and count.
good.
So
We'll go with 18.
13th Classic, like my 10th Forestwood Cup, I started working nationally in 2008. I started at 7. I started working with Mark Jeffries. In 2008, I went to my first Classics and every one since. 2008, I went to my first Forest Wood Cup. I think I've missed 2 of them just
Okay.
because of whatever other things. But I worked at the PAA. I was on the water photographer for Major League Fishing for 5 years. Yeah, I've been to a bunch.
You've done a few things. Well, this is why I asked that question, because there was a certain period of history in the bass fishing world where all of a sudden sports shows, it got to be like when we were younger, we knew we were going to see Jimmy Houston speak. We know we would see, that was Kevin Van Dam because I can see him over there. I know that. But there was, not really, that's not really you,
like,
Kevin.
wow,
Sorry,
really?
no, that's not Kevin. Sorry, Kev.
Strike
but
King committed to this thing.
all of a sudden, there's 5 million tournament jerseys everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like all of a sudden, how do you differentiate? What's that phenomenon?
Well, you have to know the sport in order to be able to do that.
Okay.
And everybody has to do their job of promoting sponsors, but sponsors also need to, in my opinion, they need to do a job of educating as well. And it's hard because you got even a company like Pure Fishing and a company like Strike King and Lose, and I mean, think about Power Pole, who we both share relationships with. What is it? 40 employees, 50 employees, and in management, it's what, 15, maybe 20. Mm-hmm. It's hard to have the time to be able to build the kind of anglers that you want to build, and but jerseys for that matter. You walk through a trade show and you don't know if it's a James Niggemeyer level, a Billy Hines level, or Kevin or somebody else if you don't follow the sport.
Right.
But the oddest thing to me with the jersey thing is that I can't think of a single other sport where there's jerseys involved. The professionals wear a jersey, and the fans don't buy their jersey to wear it to support. Every other
You don't
sport.
see like O'Sullivan on the back of a
You don't see
Chicago
a
Blackhawks jerszy.
Yeah, you don't see a bunch of guys walking around with a KVD jersey or anybody or his jersey.
The anglers
They'll wear their own.
The anglers are pretty protective of that, though.
Is that right? Is that okay?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
because so here's the thing. I mean, even with boat wraps and things like that. So because our sport can be little thin as far as the knowledge of who people are. If you see a boat driving down the road with Kevin Van Dam's wrap on it, you're going to assume it's Kevin Van Dam's wrap or anybody else. So most of these guys have the wraps taken off before they ever start selling the boats.
Yeah.
And the same thing to be said with jerseys, and to have jerseys out there. I mean, I know a few anglers that they won't even donate their jerseys.
Interesting.
To causes unless it's very, very, very specific. Yeah.
And I didn't think of that aspect of it. But it's like when I was a kid, I wanted a Walter Payton jersey.
Oh, I understand that.
You didn't want a Michael Jordan jersey.
Exactly. Thank you. So it's like it's just weird that we don't see that. But the most important thing about jerseys, Dan, and feel free to disagree with me on this, but I think they need to invent something to get these people to stop from stinking, because they don't wash these damn jerseys and they walk around to sports shows and they smell like a damn onion, and I'm tired of it.
An onion?
I'm tired of it.
Yeah,
it's like a damn beef. It's like a beef
fish?
jerky possum onion, and I'm tired of it. Tired of it, Dan.
Those things do smell terrible.
Did somebody actually eat a beef jerky possum onion?
They apparently did, because I smelled it.
Do you mean possum jerky onion flavored? Is that what it is?
It was a possum flavored.
Could you imagine what that
onion.
fart would smell like?
It's horrible. It's
smell like their jersey.
It's absolutely horrible.
Well, here's what happens.
Okay.
They get off the water. They fish a local tournament. They fish all day long in a T-shirt.
Okay.
They smell like fish. They smell like sweat. They smell like bung. And then they get their jersey on to go through weigh-in. And when they're done weighing in, they go put their T-shirt back on and they throw their jersey in the lockers.
Well, the pros don't seem to stink as much. They take care of they have Febreze or something.
No, they have 4 or 5 jerseys.
Okay, yeah. But the sports shows. It's like we got to do. There has to be a jersey sniffer at the door.
Boys.
I need a jersey sniffer at every door of a sports show. You know what I mean?
All I know is I limit myself. I'm like 3 days on a pair of underwear because I really don't want to stink. I mean, that's what I do.
That's it. 3
I
days.
mean, it's well, dude, I'm a big guy. There's a little extra consideration there. I do tend to have gas. It bubbles.
Oh, we all do.
Well, I'm a little more than usual.
Sorry, guys, that I
Ask
did
my
this
wife
to you.
and my kids.
Sorry that I brought it here.
In fact, I farted like 4 times right here. I'm surprised you guys haven't passed out.
I noticed what that is. Dude, you are a worker. Like I was telling Andy last night, we were checking out Advanced Angler, and I'm like, damn, Dan's got all that up already. That guy's a hustler.
Yeah, I try to even when I do PR work, I do the U.S. Open, or I have for the last 7 years. I try to have that story out an hour after weigh-in is over. Same thing here. I want to get it out there quickly and be able to unplug a little bit. I'm fortunate that I had a work ethic as an athlete, and I've worked around some of the hardest working guys in this sport, and I've had good examples of how to get things done in a timely fashion. So, yeah. I try to do that.
Dude, it was impressive. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, thank you.
I saw you working, and I'm like, oh my God, he's already back and got this stuff up. What the heck? This guy's amazing.
Well, I did some. There's a method. When there was a lull between people coming into the media center to do interviews, I was dumping the files and naming them, and then I have a piece of software that I use that compresses the thing so that when it comes time to upload, it's faster on the upload. So when I get back to good Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi was struggling a little bit in the media center yesterday. Otherwise, I probably had it up before I left the media center.
Wow.
But there's a little bit of a method, and I try to get it done. And really it is I just think that the anglers, the organizations, and the fans all deserve to have things as quickly as they can, especially in the internet age.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, here we are. We're immediate right here. I mean, this is absolutely streaming live over the World Wide Web.
The WW Bass Galaxy.
Yes, exactly.
It's here to stay.
What's going on in the derb right now? I mean, because I've been stuck here in this bass fishing talk show deal. What are we getting into? We're about to go to the weigh-in, and I want to know what I'm getting into here.
Let's see. Unofficial leaderboard. Uh-oh. Brian Thrift has caught 10 pounds, and he's back in the lead by 2 ounces, according to the unofficial leaderboard. Kyle Walters, Scott Martin's in third. That's kind of scary.
Uh-oh. Where's Nixon now?
Scott Martin.
Where's Nixon?
He's in 16th.
Oh.
Is Chris Johnston back up there too, do I see?
You mean Corey Johnston?
What did I say?
Corey Feldman, he said. Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman, the Curries.
Yeah. He's not in there. And where's the ghost of Doug Hannon? Is he doing well, or?
I don't know. He's sitting right next to Corey Haim.
Okay.
He always does well.
He does well. Yeah, he catches the big ones.
I don't. Corey doesn't register yet, so either his thing is not working or he hasn't caught one.
Aha. And how's Johnny Cox doing today, my bud?
He kind of came in yesterday and says, "Where's the bathroom? I sucked." He's in 25th, so he won't make a cut. But I don't know. It'll be an interesting weigh-in. It always is. And they'll get up there and they'll show us your 2 best by us, and then we'll all get to clap and cheer and look at pictures and all kinds of fun stuff.
And almost cry.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I won't cry today.
No, I won't either. Unless you step on my toe real hard.
Maybe we cry today at the end of everything, and I'm going to sound like a baseball writer right now that complains about these games are too long. Yeah. But tonight we cry because the field gets cut to 10, and then the weigh-in goes faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, we cry.
So we cry.
We cry. All right.
So
I can't believe it.
I can go have dinner tonight.
Yeah.
I don't have to eat almonds in my room.
Dan, what do you want to say to the bass world before we get out of here?
Well, I was going to say, I in my job doing media tracking, I've developed a way to try to motivate people.
Okay.
I took some inspiration from Matt Foley.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite all-time inspirational speakers.
Yeah, the motivational speaker. And I've developed a promotional speech to try to encourage people to really consider what it is, and I'm going to try to do that for you.
Wait, I want to ask you: is it super motivational?
I believe so.
Okay, so let's
let's
close with it. Can we close with this? Okay. So thank you very much for tuning in today. I'm Pat Renwick. Forest Wood Cup coverage continues tomorrow, straight cast style. Ryan Popcorn Whitaker there, JP High and Andrew Ellenberger, and now. Would you like some motivational music behind it?
Maybe, and I've actually named this character. I didn't use Matt Foley. It's Matt, M-A-T, Tooley.
Matt Tooley.
Yeah, so you've got a mat of cheese, like you frogfish on, so it's Matt Tooley.
Matt Tooley.
Right,
okay.
So it's Matt Tooley.
And here is Matt Tooley with his motivational, inspirational
And I should do this towards the camera.
Oh,
correct?
absolutely.
Not
with,
to you guys.
with full emotion and feeling.
Okay, I'm going to try.
Please.
I'm going to get a little hot on the microphone, so I'm just going to tell you.
And we leave you today with Matt Tooley.
I know what you're going to say. You all want to be professional bass anglers. You're going to come out here and you're going to dump your boat in the river, down there on the old river. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to get out there and you're going to fish this Forest Wood Cup. And you're going to try to catch yourself a big 10-pounder. You're going to be a big hero. But let me tell you something. You're going to get out there and you're going to catch yourself jack squat. And you're going to end up being a big nothing. And you're going to end up living down there by the Arkansas River. So really think about what you're doing here when you're on the river and when you're trying to become a pro tour fisherman. Think about what you're doing. Have a plan. Have a goal. And I'm going to be your buddy. I'm going to be your pal, and I'm here to help you. So just reach out to Matt Tooley. We'll get it figured out. Have a great night.
Matt Tooley. That's the famous Matt Tooley. Motivational, inspirational singer. Right there. Hey.
I'm such a geek.
You can all take the power poles up now and go home. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Stray Cast continues. Peace, Bass Galaxy.